Tell me why that unicorn must have hold me. Did I dream you? Got to find that unicorn. I still want you, maybe need you. Make you mine, that unicorn. Got to have you, 'cause I just can't live without you. Must you hold me? Did I dream you? Got to find that unicorn.
Hello, it's me and bro. Here we are for a Wednesday night show. Right before Turkey Day, right before Thanksgiving. We're here for you. Hafeman Bros always perform, always show up. Sometimes we're at our best, sometimes we're not at our best. But we always show up. We always give it our best. How about that? That's not something
right.
everybody can say. That's not something everybody can say.
Even if we got a broken thumb, we still keep going.
I mean,
Even though we
admirable,
should
right?
probably sit down and let somebody else play because we're costing our team victories. But let's for sure just keep on going with the broken thumb. Let's do it.
It's really, really interesting. So there's many ways to look at this one, right? There's, you could say, well, I mean, for quite some time here, we were blaming everybody else. Everybody else was screwing up, right? We were the coaching, the simplification, the receivers, the offensive line.
Yep.
Everybody on the offense, not Big Dog though. Everybody with Big Dog. The offensive line, everybody was the problem. Then let's see. Then we threw shade. Then it was coaching again. Then it was guys don't know what they're doing. And then all of that, finally had to tone itself down. And maybe show, and the rookie shows up and starts to make a difference. Christian Watson finally being healthy. And then we make these blatantly horrible throws in prime time, Ben. And my thumb hurt. Aaron Rodgers is top notch at one thing, and that is self-preservation. He is the ultimate self-preservationist that you could ever ask for, or you might ever see. You might not see anybody better at self-preservation than Aaron Rodgers. And for that, he is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time self-preservationist and excuse maker for thyself. Pretty impressive, right? I mean, he's always got something, bro. Always got something.
Well, I think he learned by watching the guy in front of him. Because there's another guy who broke his hand and didn't come out of the game, and we won 4 games, and also got his job because the guy in front of him got hurt, and then he would never come out of the game, even though he sucked. Because he knew that he had guys like Mark Brunell and Aaron Brooks and Matt Hasselbeck and Ty Detmer and all these other quarterbacks were all very good sitting behind him. But you know what Aaron Rodgers has never had? He's never had a Matt Hasselbeck or a Mark Brunell or a Aaron Brooks or anything like that sitting behind him until the first round pick showed up. In the first couple years, we had the COVID stuff. Jordan Love couldn't actually get on time. Couldn't get enough work on it, right? But I think maybe part of this broken thumb playing is because he's afraid if he doesn't play, somebody else might come in and look better than him and maybe make the team actually win some freaking games. So he played through the thumb.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
Really? That's what you think?
What do you think?
You are trying to tell me that Aaron Rodgers, when he saw everything that unfolded with Brett Favre, learned absolutely nothing, but absolutely everything.
He is Brett Favre.
You're
Except
trying
for
to
one thing. Brett Favre was the all shucks likable nincompoop. And Aaron Rodgers is the higher than thou, I know I'm smarter than everybody else jerkface. So he's not likable. Like Favre was like, Brett threw 7 picks today. That's just Brett. He's just trying. See? But when Rodgers is a jerk, it's like, yeah, he's a jerk. Because he talks down to everybody. He thinks he's better than everybody. He thinks he knows more than everybody.
Well, that's true.
Favre didn't know what a nickel defense was. So that's the difference. One guy was a real butthole in real life, but played up the aw shucks, I'm a dingleberry perfectly, and everybody loved him, except for me and you, of course. But that's besides the point. The other guy is a diva baby jerkface who treats everybody like crap and thinks he knows everything. And that's the difference. That's why he said after the game, what did you think of the booing? And he said, it was interesting. Very interesting. That's all I got for you. Right? That's all he's got because it's interesting.
That's all
interesting.
Well, the other key difference is the picks, right? I mean, Favre throw many picks. Rodgers not so many. Otherwise, they're exactly the same. And could it end the same? With Zach Wilson being sat down, could it be that the Jets might be interested in another legendary quarterback to come to their team for a year or two? And could that be could it follow? I mean, could the broken thumb, could the terrible season, could the broken thumb, could end up going to the Jets? I mean, could all of that, taking a bunch of money from the Packers, could all of that be exactly the same? But man, wow. I don't even know how to process all this stuff. Hey, one thing though I do appreciate is we have people that hang out and that come to our show and say some and our stand-up guys. Like, look at this from Lee. Look at this. Got to correct one of my comments from the last show. Green Bay did run under center before the third quarter, before the second half. I was wrong. Oh my God, Lee, can you rub off some of this accountability onto Aaron Rodgers? Have you ever heard Aaron Rodgers say I was wrong in his whole life? Do you think he's ever said in his whole life I was wrong, Ben?
I don't think he's ever said he was wrong. He said that he threw some shitty throws, but he's never said he was wrong ever. Because he always thinks he's right all the time.
And I like how he downplayed that after last week too. I mean, some people were saying, "Oh, well, look, he took accountability, saying right away that he had some bad throws." Well, he only said that right away so he wouldn't get asked about it so many times, and so it seemed like he took accountability. But he also only said it was, I missed a couple throws, and he kind of at first was like, "Well, I mean, the man who has total recall, right, was like, well, I don't know what what your throws are talking about specifically there, but yeah, I mean, there were, that one. Oh yeah. Well, I couldn't see how it ended up because, I had a guy in my face and there's a little wind. And I mean, there were all these like precursor excuses and rationalizations and whatever, before admitting that you made some bad throws. It was just, the guy is just unbelievable. And I'm so tired of seeing him and talking about him. And why didn't he just sit his ass down and heel up his thumb and let somebody else play? And maybe that's it. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's what you said. Maybe Lee says LaFleur wouldn't want 12. Maybe they'd like to run some regular offense, some Matt LaFleur offense, and it would work, and the fans would see it working and think, oh, this looks pretty good. We could run plays and get guys open and score some points, maybe. I don't know. Guys, people go back to the Detroit game. Oh, we only scored 9 points. Well, why is that? We were in position to score
28.
28 more, right? 28 more points. Ridiculous. I've never seen anybody have such little accountability who talks about accountability all the time, yet for him, there's no accountability. It's just mind-boggling. And then so many fans and so many people just continue to find reasons for him and just find excuses. And then as soon as this comes out, I knew it. See, there had to be something going on there. If your thumb's broken and you can't grip the ball and you can't throw, then you shouldn't be on the damn field, period. Dumb. Sorry, I'm kind of grouchy.
Probably not. Hey, am I all choppity chops?
You seem okay now. I heard some toilet flushing and something else there for a second.
No,
oh wait, that was
getting water.
That was my
Grant
sound
was
effect.
getting water.
Oh well, I turned.
And now
into-
Olivia's up here to make a bunch of noise too. You
I
got
turned into
gobble
a
gobby.
I turned
We're
it
live
into
on
toilet
YouTube.
flushing.
Hey, look, it's gobble gobby.
Ooh, Look at
This
that.
is Olivia's toy. What are these things called again? Webkin. Remember when Webkins were a thing back in the?
No, I
Well,
don't.
my kids had these Webkins, and her Thanksgiving turkey was gobble gobby. That's what she called it.
I threw some wobblers and also guys that made mistakes shouldn't
All
play.
right, get outta here.
That's true. Guys that make mistakes shouldn't play. He blamed the wind on McAfee. Oh, the wind.
That's interesting because
That's a good one for him. The
Zach
wind was
Wilson blamed the wind too on his 3-point performance.
You were just saying that before. Zach Wilson has said he wants, his favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. They're great friends after meeting each other once. And
Best friends,
And-
Aaron Rodgers. When you meet him one time, he's your best friend. Until you say something that pisses him off, then he hates you
and
forever.
then
Like
the
his family.
Jets play the right. You're right. Yeah, he holds it against his family forever. Question anything about him or anything he's doing, and you're out. You're on the outs. But then the Jets play the Patriots, right? Score 3 points. Patriots steal the game with a punt return touchdown, and
The guy who
their
won the Packers a draft.
yeah, and their coach is the Jets coach is like, man, this just isn't acceptable, right? So he's sitting his ass down because he knows he's got a defense that's playing their ass off, and they could win games if they had competent quarterback play. So he's sitting his ass down. Number one. Number two, that kid gets asked the question about, what was it? Did you let him down? You feel bad? You guys only scored 3 points or something, you said? Elaborate. I didn't hear it. You said it.
I don't know. Yeah, he said, do you feel like you let the defense down because you guys only scored 3 points? And he said, no. And that was it.
No. Oh, okay. Great. Way to step up there, leader.
Hey, I'll
Yeah.
say Zero's talking about the fake cheering by McAfee and the boys. I'll tell you this much: their cheer this week was not nearly as loud as it was at the beginning of the season. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, Lee says people act like he wasn't making bad throws before the broken thumb. Well, yeah, that's it.
Well, see, but McAfee asked him about that on Tuesday, and Rogers is like, "Hey, well, I mean, I can't make an excuse for that. It's been that way since London, so blah blah
That's
blah."
And it's the same thing. He's the ultimate hypocrite.
I
When he
can't
talks
make an
out of
excuse, but I'm making an excuse.
Exactly. What the? He just talks out of both sides of his mouth all the time. It's
Hey, Dad, we love you too. By the way, Dad, we saw you up there.
what happened? I'm sorry.
Dad said, "Hey, guys, whatever."
Oh yeah, hi Dad. Hi Dad. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. McAfee must feel like an idiot constantly having the fake
Yeah,
cheer for.
that's what I just said.
That's your talk.
I just said.
He must feel like an idiot for still having him on all the time. I mean, I don't think Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays is such a big deal anymore, except it does feed your, it does. That's one thing Aaron Rodgers also continues to produce at, and that is always continues to give you some content that people will click on. He's definitely clickbait because he's either a soap opera. It's not always about good play or interesting talk, but there's always something that he can get you to click on. Oh, Ben's got a bunch of videos tonight. I don't have too much more to say other than happy Thanksgiving to y'all. We'll talk about that before we sign off for tonight. We'll tell you what's going on Friday night because we will have a radio show, a live one Friday night, but a couple adjustments. What do you got for some video, bro?
Can you see my arrow?
Let me see. I do not see your arrow at the moment.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
Are you freaking kidding me, dude?
No, I'm sorry. What's that? Let's try it again.
Are you
Nope.
sure?
Still, I still don't see it. I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. It's just I think it's just try it again. Take it off, bring it back on. Let me give Zero says, I honestly think A-Rod would benefit from having Favre as his quarterback coach. Potentially. Yeah, I mean Favre definitely would probably ask him why the hell he didn't throw it in there sometimes, because he's like, I would have thrown that. I would have thrown that. Why aren't you throwing it in there, right? Favre would have said that, I'm sure. The other thing that's interesting about Favre and Rodgers with their personalities, I mean, man, when you want to talk about Hall of Fame Packers quarterbacks and whatnot, the Packers really know how to pick them. Right now, I see your giant cursor. I like it. There it is.
All right, good.
All right, we got it. But just think about that: the people, the individuals, the quality of the human beings. Wow, really some high character guys there. Legendary quarterbacks. I'm sorry, I'm kind of tired of this shit, so it's pissing me off tonight.
Here I got a bunch of throws that are not throws, but reads that he missed. Okay. So we're just going to watch these plays and we're going to look at what happens. I'm going to put it at half speed.
So that might be it. We can't blame the broken thumb on that. Is what you're saying.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And I've got 7 on this video, plus there's one more on another video. So let's see what happens. We'll just
I'm
intrigued.
Take a look. I want to see
what happens here. Okay. Now he's already off of it, but based on this row combination, you got Randall doing a short in.
Mm-hmm.
So you got triple coverage over here on this one guy. I don't know why this is third down. This is when they had this is after the 2 AJ Dillon runs that got nowhere. After the 4th down stop by the defense. If you look here, this guy is taking this guy and the safety is looking at him out of the picture. So if you look right here, this guy, you see my arrow, that is Christian Watson. That's Christian Watson, and he's going to be running like this to this area like this. Away from this corner. It looks like
if the ball was released right now, it'd be a pretty good chance.
It'd be a touchdown
there. Yeah,
it'd be a touchdown. But Aaron Rodgers is not looking at all, even though Christian Watson is wide open, like by a mile.
And even if you're afraid to throw that, you could throw it to the back right here. I mean,
right here,
get a first down. Yeah,
not a first down, but
I'm pretty sure he could run 5 yards to get to the middle of the hash there at the 15 and get to the plow to the 16, 17, get a first down right there. I'm just saying, but okay.
Or even Tunyon. Look, this is open here.
That's true.
You can throw it right here to Tunyon. So you got Tunyon, Christian Watson.
Christian Watson's open there,
and AJ Dillon all open on this play. And Rodgers doesn't throw it to any of them. Matter of fact,
Randall Cobb here in this one?
No, he doesn't do any of that. This is when he threw it away because he got hit. He's still holding the ball. And now look at him when he's holding the ball. This guy's wide open. You got a double team here. And this guy's covered. You look here, wide open. Now, I can understand maybe not seeing all of it. This is where he throws it right here to John Runyon. And he gets called for intentional grounding. Almost in the end zone. But as you saw, though, he had not 1, not 2, but 3 possible guys that were open had he just followed the play. Right? But let's watch how long he actually looks to this side before he moves off to the other side. He goes back. He's looking there. And he's off of it.
And the defense
then throw the ball here.
I mean, the defense was set up well for that Watson pattern right there too, right? Because the safety stayed back, the corner was up. You had that's the window between safety and corner. You throw it in there. Your kid was running right to that spot.
Now we got play action. We got play action pass. Trailer. We got a defensive guy. 53 is trailing. This linebacker is trailing.
Wow.
You got Lazard going deep. You got Randall Cobb here. You got Christian Watson here for the first down. And this guy is pretty much flat-footed. If I was the quarterback, would be throwing here to Christian Watson because he's only got one guy to beat, and Lazard is taking this guy up the field. And I'm pretty sure Christian, like I wouldn't throw it yet, but I'd be throwing it right about here to Christian Watson as he clears this and he takes off up the field for a touchdown because you're at the 30-yard line. He'd be gone for a touchdown. But instead, he throws to Randall Cobb here because that's his buddy. And look at, it's the easy with no defenders in between, so you know it's a completed pass, but it's not close to a first down, and he gets tackled right away, right about here. So let's watch as this develops.
Right, because Christian Watson's the only guy who can run after the catch on this team, pretty much. Oh, and he waited till he was basically stopped too. He didn't even get it to Cobb while he was still in motion, so he had to stop. Okay,
that's
so
right.
it was a bad decision and a bad throw. I get it.
Bad decision and a bad throw.
A late throw. We'll call that. Maybe not a bad throw, but a very late throw.
Now, this is not a bad Aaron Rodgers play. This is called terrible blocking. We're going to watch the blocking on this. This is an Aaron Jones run where he gets tackled by 17 Titans, which is only 11 on the field. But somehow there were 17 guys there to tackle him because no one, I repeat, no one blocked anybody. The first thing you want to watch is right here. Elton Jenkins gets destroyed by this guy and falls flat on his face. For some unknown reason, they pull both Runyon and Myers this way. And Tunyon is going to go up to take this linebacker. He leaves this defensive end because that's supposed to be blocked by Runyon. Okay. And then Myers apparently is supposed to get this corner, I guess, or something. And Yash is supposed to block this guy by himself and not get pushed backwards. Problem is he gets pushed backwards, which then makes it harder for Runyon to get around him and even harder for Myers to get around them both. And of course, nobody does anything. And Jenkins falls on his face. So you got this guy coming, this guy's coming, this guy's coming, this guy's coming, this guy's coming, this guy. They're all coming by the time Aaron Jones gets the ball for the run. But first, we want to watch Jenkins. He just misses and falls down. That was nice. Did you see that? Let's watch that again. That was awesome. I think my cursor was in the way, but watch good old Jenkins. Right? He's going to just fall down. I don't quite know what that is. But of course, everybody thinks he's a Pro Bowler. There he goes. Falls down. Nice job. He's laying on the ground, taking a nap. Now, if you look here, I'll rewind a little bit because it's such a great play. Watch this guy push Yash all the way back to here. You're also going to watch Runyon and Myers try to get around him, which doesn't happen because there's nowhere to go. So Myers gets around, hits his guy. That's Runyon. And then Myers blocks Runyon to the ground. And now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Titans to tackle Aaron Jones for a 3-yard loss.
And let's just say maybe that blocking scheme is not the Packers' strength as well. Maybe that's not what they're really good at. I mean,
I could see one puller. Like I would rather see a double team on this guy with Myers on the pull.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Instead of both of them pulling, and then.
But I thought when you
what does Myers even do? Oh my god!
When you described it before, I thought Yash got really bad.
No, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't too bad. Now the big thing is like anytime you're pulling guys, the number one thing is you got to not have penetration, because it can script the pulls, like you said, with offensive line play. As I'm settling down here and getting off of what was making me mad before and be more analytical, but the thing is that can still. So that can throw it up, but at least those guys had a chance to get out in front. It's just that, like, are either of them? I mean, Myers struggles at blocking in space. Why are you having him run out to block in space? And Runyon, I don't think is that great at it either. And you're right. Sometimes the only way to ensure that you don't have penetration on a play is to start with a double team and then scrape off of that double team. So it just looked like dumb offensive strategy there and line call. But at the same time, when you bring this up before you play more videos, let's talk real quick about that, which is Elton Jenkins and David Bakhtiari. I mean, these guys are supposed to be the rock stars, the solidifiers of the line, the guys that were going to, pull it all together, Ben, and make, everything okay. Right. And I mean, come on, they have underperformed, and I don't want their excuses either. I mean, if they're not ready to play, well, then don't play. But Elton Jenkins, like, are you ready to give him a huge contract? If you're the Packers GM right now, are you ready to sign him and extend him for 4 or 5 years or whatever? What are you going to do with Bakhtiari? Like, is this good enough for you to keep paying him as the top guy in the league? I mean, I don't know. huge problems with both of those guys too. And the Packers continue to be in this situation where, especially if they give Jenkins a whole bunch of money, they keep giving huge contracts and huge sums of money to guys that don't deserve it. Guys that haven't performed well enough to earn that contract. And Jenkins is the same. And I don't care. Even before his injury, he was good. He was never great. And he was never as versatile and effective at being, this play anywhere kind of guy that they talked about him being. So anyway, all right. Okay, back to the video. What do we got here?
You look here. Before I start the play, let's go back a little bit. You're going to see Tunyon go in motion and come back.
Packers fan, 1993. You got some good vibes going there. Let's hope that your dream comes true.
Now, before the snap, what do we got? We got Aaron Jones with this guy lined up where he is. You got this guy lined up here. You got this guy lined up here. You got this guy lined up here. Okay? And you got two deep safeties with Sammy Watkins down here and one guy. So if I was the quarterback, I would probably be thinking about what's going on over here. Because you got 3 on 4. Over here, you got 1 on 2. Your chances of getting open are much better over on this side. And the other thing is this. Al Lazard runs a 10-yard out route for the first down, and he's open and ready for the first down. However, Rodgers just doesn't even think about it. I don't know where he's looking. If you look here, Lazard, the corner is this far off of him. If Rodgers was looking at this,
ball's got to be on the way.
The ball should be gone and thrown here, and it would have been caught, possibly even a touchdown, but at least a first down for sure. Now, the very next play was the Christian Watson throw it up in the air touchdown. Just broken play, whatever. Got too many guys in the field. But as you're looking at this, Christian Watson is getting beat up by this guy. He is well past 5 yards downfield at this point. Or maybe he's right at 5 yards. Tunyon's really not anywhere past the line of scrimmage, even though these guys are all 5 yards back blocking, which is kind of odd. And then Sammy Watkins is double teamed here like this. So it's not a good look. I don't know where he's looking. I guess he's looking at Christian Watson. But if you look here, Al Lazard's open. The ball should be thrown. There's no one here that can even get to the ball. This is a perfect Aaron Rodgers pass. This is where he should go. This is where he would go. Look to the 3 side. Look to the 3 side. Look at your combination of routes and see how all you have to do is this one guy is to worry about, but he doesn't throw it there.
Maybe. Well, back when Devontae was on the team, he'd always look to the single side because it was Devontae over there, which was like a 3-by-1, right?
Yeah. And then it gets
maybe he just got into those bad habits, just thinking, oh, wait, that's Sammy Watkins now. It's not Devontae Adams. Look at all this stuff.
Now, here was 2 fakes to the running backs on both sides.
Yep.
You've got 1, 2, 4 defenders that are blocking, are worried about the 2 backs. If you look here, you've got this one safety, or maybe it's a corner, running with Christian Watson. This safety is flat-footed.
Throw it up
and
there.
Here we got a block. Now, Rodgers is ready to throw right now.
Do it.
Well, here's the thing. Is Christian Watson ahead of this defender?
No, but throw it behind that other safety and let him go get it.
But is he on the inside of the defender? Right. You want to throw the ball right here.
Yeah.
Like about the 50-yard line. That's where you want to throw the ball. Okay. Now, I understand the play call for some unknown reason is a streak. So he runs a streak. But
gotcha.
I think he looks back for the ball and the ball's in the air, but he never gets past this guy. And it's a dumb play. Like, what are you doing? Either dump it over here or throw it over here. But he just throws it straight down the field over here to Christian Watson, who's not open.
Or have somebody attack the middle there. Jesus.
He's looking for the ball, and it's just way overthrown and not anywhere near, and they don't know where he is. Even though he had inside position, and he saw they had inside position.
And if you throw it out towards the 20, the 20 marker there, 30 marker there, let him go find it. Let him go find it.
And if he doesn't, then that's fine. He's a rookie, but it's better than that. He had not that.
Yeah. If you can't find it, then that's something you got to work on or maybe practice on. I mean, just a thought, but
Now this
sorry, I'm
one,
full of snark tonight.
if you look here, Christian Watson has got his guy beat. Again, this guy's jersey to him because he's so scared. This is the shot play, not the one before where the defender was here, right? The defender was 3 yards ahead of him. Now the defender is a yard and a half behind him. This is where Rodgers should be throwing the deep ball right here because the safety's way over on this side. But he doesn't throw it to Christian Watson on this play.
Before you do anything else, well, look at Aaron Rodgers' body position. What the hell is that? He's not ready to throw. Like, look at him.
He's taking a dump.
I mean, that's not a position to be ready to throw. I don't know what he's doing. Someone needs to coach him, and he needs to take coaching on proper mechanics because you're too damn old to get away with just flinging the ball wherever the hell you want from using your core or I know what I'm doing with my body weight and stuff like that because your throws aren't hitting the mark. So, I mean, you got to be like, if you're in a position right there, ready to throw, where you're balanced and your feet are under you and you can step into a throw, that's what he should look like right now. Not leaning back like he's going to fall over or poop. I don't understand it. Somebody's got to coach him.
Here's the thing that bothers me on this play. It's 3rd and 7. Okay. The line of scrimmage is like the 26 or 27 or somewhere in here. The first down marker is right here at the 33. His first read should probably be somewhere over here or whatever. And then his second read should be over here, Lazard, who's, if he throws the ball right here, it's a completed catch for a first down because he's open. Look at him. That's open in the NFL. He made his guy look goofy on the corner. The corner looks bad. Lazard will be open right here. And then if he doesn't like that, then come back and look here for the deep shot, then dump it off to Aaron Jones. But he just dumps off to Aaron Jones, and of course, 7, and Aaron Jones is getting the ball 14 yards from the first down marker because that's the Aaron Rodgers way to do it. He holds the ball way too long. Oh, he doesn't dump it down on that one. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Robert Tonyan one where he throws to Robert Tonyan who's double teamed. That was a genius move.
I mean, come on.
Out of all the options to throw the ball there,
that's the worst one.
That was the worst one. But now he's open. Now he's open. Now he's covered. And this guy's grabbing Christian Watson, so that should probably be defensive holding, but they didn't call it.
Right.
Robert Tonyan, of course, is getting held and call it.
Yeah, he's getting held.
This is the one time where maybe he should have dumped it off to Aaron Jones because there's at least a little bit of separation, but he probably would have been hit right
But
away.
if he was going to do it, he had to go to it while Jones was still flowing, not wait till he's freaking has no room to work and he's standing around.
Could you imagine if Aaron Jones' route, instead of just sitting like it always is, if it was like this and then cut to the inside?
Cut to the middle, yeah.
On the outside, like Robert Tonyan brings this linebacker across, and then Jones does a quick juke move to the inside, and there's nobody here because all these guys are going deep, and he's going to the outside, and he's going deep, and he's going deep, and this deep safety is worried about that, and the middle safety is worried about Tonyan, and then Jones comes across the middle. Like, this is just a dumb play. Aaron Jones gets all these stupid, like, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage passes that are so stupid. They never attack the middle of the field ever.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? It's Matt LaFleur era. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting sick of watching it.
Even on that last play, when you first showed it at that one spot, there was just a huge opening in the middle where nobody was. And why we never have anyone attack the middle of the field, that's a play design flaw. And when you watch other teams who run the actual, I mean, just watch the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo throws over the middle all the time. That was supposed to be what this offense came from, right? Same thing with the Lions, like all the teams that run this scheme, the Rams, they throw over the middle all the time.
Did you see that? Rodgers just did the Matt LaFleur or Matt Hasselbeck point, except he doesn't have. Watch him. He's going to point to Robert Tonyan right here, right there. Point or come back. I don't know what he was telling him to do. Of course, Tonyan was that's the classic Darnell Savage point. Hey, we're going to switch guys.
There you go. Hey, before you play the next one, hang on 1 second. I'm wondering about these things you're showing here.
Yeah. I just lost you.
I'm sorry. The reason I bring it up is because Alan Lazard had a very lackluster performance, right? He looked like he wasn't even trying at times, and he kind of, I don't know, he just looked really like he wasn't into
I have
it.
video for that, so if you want to wait and we can talk about it, we'll wait
Oh,
for that.
all right, fair enough. I'm just wondering if some of these things, like he noticed, hey, I'm open, and he's not throwing me the effing ball. I don't know, but
I'm sure that's part of why he was upset, but
all right, what else you
also
got here?
it could be because he sucks. I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah, okay.
Here's a play action play.
Don't tell me he
As
throws
he's
to Aaron Jones.
as he's stepping up into the pocket. Well, here's the thing. You're going to see Christian Watson go across the middle. You're going to see this guy sit here. You're going to see Aaron Jones go here. He probably should throw to Aaron Jones, or he should throw here, because this is not a safety. This is the official back in the corner here. Or the
Okay,
end
yeah.
here. So, but he tries throwing here, and then this guy gets his hand down and knocks it down. But I mean, if he goes deep with it, this guy's flat-footed. If he throws it deep here, that's a huge play. Or if he throws the Cobb, throws to Jonesy, he tries throwing here where there's a guy in between, and this guy gets his hand on it.
Pretty sure Farvey would have thrown that one and the other one.
Favre would have threw this one deep over here.
Yeah, right.
He wouldn't even cared. But Rodgers only does those when they're on the sidelines, when they can't
Why
get
are we so
intercepted.
afraid to attack the other team's defense? The other teams attack our defense all the time. Why are we so afraid to attack the
I
other
know.
team's defense?
I'm just showing there are again, like all over the place.
Guys open, yeah. Sorry, you broke up there, but I got you. That has like zero chance of working right there, Aaron Rodgers. What the hell is he even thinking on that? I mean, you can clearly see where he's looking. How does he throw that? That had like no chance of working. But, broken thumb. We got our answer.
Oh, this is the one that really made me mad. This is the one where he dumps off to Aaron Jones. Now,
Well,
there
at
is a
least he did
lot
it
of
on
space.
time this time. At
Yes,
least he did it on time.
He did here. See this?
Yeah, right. Guys coming open for the sideline.
If he throws it here, that's a first down on the out route. But he won't do it. He only dumps it off all the time. And I know it's first down, but like, come on, dude. Take a shot. I think that's Randall Cobb, too. Like, throw to your buddy. He'll catch it.
Oh, he's waving at him. Look, he's like, "Hey, I was open over here." Oh, okay.
But he doesn't even like look. He just is like 1, 2, 3, dump Aaron Jones. And he's got tons of time. Well, I guess he doesn't because that guy got beat on the backside. And why does he never lead guys?
I don't know.
Like they never catch it as they're moving forward. They always have to catch it behind them or falling backwards or something stupid because he can't throw the ball.
Right, spin around. It's never really an on-target throw or whatever. They're not in the same spot where he's expecting them to be or whatever it is. Or he wants to lead them when they're not ready to be led, or they don't know it's never timed up right. And that seems like one of the easiest things that a bunch of quarterbacks do is throw that simple flat pass so the guy can run with it and do something with it.
No, this is the.
Oh, he's wide ass open. Yeah.
This is the Sammy Watkins where he does the opposite of what Aaron Rodgers usually does. Usually Rodgers throws it to where the guy is instead of where he's going.
Right.
And Sammy Watkins sat into the zone because there's a guy right here and he saw that. So he's like, I'm not going to run into him like an idiot.
Right.
But Rodgers throws it right into him like an idiot. And Sammy Watkins run into that. And therefore the pass is thrown like dog crap and there's no chance for anybody to make that play.
Wow.
Even though he was super wide open. And the worst part is Rodgers does a good job of feeling the rush and stepping up in the pocket.
Yeah, his pocket presence was pretty good in this game overall.
But his throw was so piss poor that it doesn't even matter. Like right here, he steps up, moves to the side, perfect pass. Nope. And it looks like Sammy was not even looking for the ball, or I don't know what was going on, but that's pretty bad.
He was, but he saw how far off it was. He was like, well, shit, I mean, I could die for it, but I can't even get my finger on it.
And this is the Alan Lazard play. Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody here. This guy's worried about Christian Watson. I mean, the safety will probably get it because it's Lazard, but he'll get a good 2
Was this
yards
fourth
on
down
this.
or third down? I forget.
This was third down because the next play was fourth down where he just chucked it up and Lazard stopped running.
Ooh, do you have a closer look on this or the backside?
I have the backside, I think.
Okay, yeah, because I wanted to confirm because this is where Roger said he couldn't see, because the guy was in his face and he couldn't see how that pass ended up. Is that true?
I don't know. Let's see.
Let's take a look. Those are his exact words when questioned about it after. Rob Domofsky told him the throw was high. Wow, I mean, I think he might have been able. Well, maybe he got hit a little bit there. So, okay. But I think right there you could tell if throw was going to be off. Oh no, he can. Oh,
He
you
could
see
see
the
it
end?
just fine.
I
Yeah,
think
you
he
could
was
see it
he was
just fine.
looking right at it. Okay. Well,
He's
just
lying.
yeah, I mean, just to point out,
He's lying.
Rob Domofsky was asking about that specific play, what happened there, and he said, "Well, I mean, I couldn't really see it. I mean, had a guy right in my face. I couldn't really see how did it end up." And Rob Domofsky was like, "Well, it was high. It was high." He's like, "Oh, high. It was a little high." And he's like, "Yeah, I mean," and then Domofsky like backtracks, like, "Oh, I mean, just a little high, just a little bit, whatever."
Yeah,
And he's
I
like,
know.
"Oh,
I know.
yeah."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we
of
got
course,
to
it's-
tiptoe around, we got to eggshell around the great God Aaron Rodgers when actually talking to him about terrible plays he made, but he just lied in the presser there saying the guy right in his face, he couldn't possibly see how that one ended up, but he was looking right at it as the replay just showed you. So another reason you shouldn't believe anything that he says. Just a side note.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to show like guys were open. He
Yeah.
doesn't take the shot. He doesn't look in the right spot. Even when they're running, like those are good plays. Those are route combinations for the most part that work. I don't like I said, I really hate the running back sitting out in the flat 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage constantly as the check down. I wish there would be more of those angle routes to the inside just to change it up a little bit. They hardly ever do that. Now they do that later on, which I'll show in a little bit, but they did it one time and then he didn't do it. He didn't throw it. Actually, it wasn't Aaron Jones wasn't even coming out of the backfield in that play. He was lined out an outside wide receiver. But I just wanted to show that the thumb doesn't change his mind and his decision making, unless he doesn't think he can make the throw. But he certainly took some deep shots in this game.
Yeah, he let some go down there. Let's get caught up on a couple things here. Here was the dream that Packer fan 1993 had. I had a dream the Packers won the Super Bowl this season after running the table, starting with Philly. Well, that's about the only thing you can lean on right now. Is last time they ran the table, it started with Philly, so that's the only thing you can lean on. Lee says he'd be curious to see Myers and Jenkins switch next year. Myers has too many lapses, so maybe have Myers play. Maybe Jenkins would be better at center. I don't know. I can't recall how good he was at center because they kept trying to make him a damn tackle, and he sucked at that. I'll tell you that. But maybe he would be better at center. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Packer fan 1993 says Tom Brady should come in and coach Rodgers. Yeah, he might actually listen to him. He might actually listen to a guy like Brady. Oh no, maybe not. Lee says Lazard has to go after this year. Zero says we're afraid to attack because of AR's precious INT ratio. And if that's true, then it goes back to, once again, self-preservation. He is playing the game for himself to acquire stats and legacy first, over winning football games. And if you can't see that, then you're not paying attention. That's the way he plays. There is no reason to not attack the middle of the field, except that, oh man, it might damage your precious interception to touchdown ratio. Packer fan 1993. I think if we had a QB like Dak Prescott that would listen to the head coach, I think we would be pretty darn good. But our offense like 2019, 2020. Yeah. And because Dak Prescott would probably hand the ball off when his coach tells him to. Most guys would. And we've covered that too. The monster has been created, too much power in the hands of number 12. And, he forced his head coach to change the offense as they did a full audit of the offense and got rid of a bunch of stuff he said that didn't work after 2019 and brought in the stuff that he liked. And now it's this mishmash, taking a splash bath where we got guys that don't fit the old system. And we have guys that are drafted for the new system, but we're only running the new system once in a while and we're doing all this other stuff. It doesn't make sense, which we've also talked about. Run heavy offense with the option for a QB run. Ooh, yeah. Well, that's another facet of the NFL game right now, Ben, right? How many more quarterbacks, because of the college offenses and because that's what these guys' skill set are, that have come in? And I know the NFL, they're always so scared for such a long time. Look at these guys that run a lot. They have short careers. And yes, there's a track record of that. But now that this, when you look at the whole crop of players, a bunch of them that are playing in the NFL were playing in college in these systems not that long ago, handful of years ago. So maybe that's changing. But some of the quarterbacks that are having some of the best statistical seasons, and not just that, but scoring points and winning games, are maybe not the best pocket passers in the world, but they're moving the ball and they're scoring points, partly because their offensive systems are also utilizing their legs and utilizing the run. And we don't have that as an element of our offense from our quarterback because of who he is, how he wants to play, and how old he is.
Yep.
He
sucks.
I mean, if we had a young quarterback right now who was more of a running quarterback, and I'm not saying Jordan Love can do that stuff either. I don't think Jordan Love can run as good as Jalen Hurts or a bunch of these other young guys that are incorporating run into their offense. So maybe it's a different young guy. But if you had a young guy that was mobile and that could run and had some freedom to do it, and you called some plays for it, and he created offense and wasn't so concerned about, his yards and his touchdown to interception ratio, you would see a guy just trying to make plays when the team needs it. Lee pointed out he doesn't hit guys in stride, even in soft spots of the zone. He doesn't anticipate well at all. That's something he used to be great at. He used to anticipate throws. He no longer does. Yeah, Zero is questioning the leadership, no leadership in Green Bay because they're not sitting him down. It's the same sort of thing, right? Ray Rhodes paid the price for not sitting Brett Favre when he had a broken thumb. And right now, Matt LaFleur's paying the price on having his quarterback be out of control, but also apparently have a broken thumb. Okay. Raider Rick says, I think most of us would be around here would agree with you. 93Z. Yeah. Okay. All right. What else you got, Ben? You got some more stuff?
This is just some plays of Lazard not really trying. Or not, I don't know. This play is an Aaron Jones fumble. And what I want you to watch is not the fumble. Wait, I'm going to slow the speed down a little bit. That seems to work better when I slow it down.
That's a great move right there. It's good.
Yeah, well, he's really good, but he loses the ball. Okay, the ball's out. The ball is out. If you look here, we got Alan Lazard. Randall Cobb is 2 yards behind him and 5 yards over here. I want you to watch Alan Lazard on this play. Don't watch anything else. Just watch Alan Lazard after this ball hits the ground. Just watch Lazard.
Wow.
Does that look like a guy who is trying to get the ball back when we just fumbled it? I don't think so.
That looks like a guy that's like, well, it's not my problem. I didn't.
Yep.
I didn't
not
do
my
it.
problem. I didn't do it. Now watch Randall Cobb. Now that's slow motion, so he's moving a lot faster than that. He beelines in there, and he's the guy who recovers the ball.
Yeah. Because oftentimes those guys try to jump on it and the ball bounces around. They can't get a clean handle on it. So those opportunities come about. And Randall Cobb just went after it.
Now, if you look at this running play, you got Aaron Jones on the outside run. You got Christian Watson, who's engaged with the blocker already. And it's hard to be engaged with the blocker and hang on to him for a long time. And he does let up a little bit when Aaron Jones gets closer to him. But he holds him pretty well. What we need to let Alan Lazard to do is to run through here super hard and just get on this guy, like attack this guy. Maybe you could force him into this guy and knock them both out, right? We saw Christian Watson do that on a different run by early. But look at Alan Lazard. His demeanor already. He's standing up. He's not running aggressively. I mean, look at here. You got Robert Tonyan blocking well. Is my cursor showing, by the way?
Yep, it's showing.
Hello? Okay,
Yeah, we
so
got
watch Alan Lazard. Watch Alan Lazard and watch how he dances for a second. Doesn't go after this guy, and guess who makes a tackle over here at about the freaking 36-yard line?
you.
So let's fly hard and see how aggressive he comes at this guy blocking. Totally misses him, and then Aaron Jones is forced out of bounds because of that guy.
Wow.
But if Alan Lazard would come through and attack, and we're going to watch it from this angle, and it looks even worse because you watch how he has a straight line for him. Here he's coming in motion right here. And watch him come forward, and then he dances for a second and slows down. I mean, that looks, you know what that looks like? Darnell Savage, when he's trying to make a tackle.
Yeah. Well,
but all we hear is how good Lazard is at blocking. I would say no, he's not.
And just to also point out, I understand Alan Lazard, wanted a contract extension, wanted an actual contract instead of these 1 year, tenders again, because he was the free agent guy who just keeps getting signed back for minimum amounts in 1 year all the time because they don't want to commit to him. And I get all that. But on that previous play that you showed on the fumble recovery and the reaction between the two guys, Randall Cobb took a $5 million pay cut. Like he had an $8 million salary, he cut it down to $3 million. So lost, more than half of his pay from last year to this year, and he's diving in after the ball. And the effort from Lazard is that in not to mention a must-have game at home.
The point. That's the point I'm trying to make here.
This is the effort when you're like literally your back is against the wall. You gotta get this one to save your season, and this is the effort you're showing. Like, whew, that should be like you should have pulled from the game after the fumble recovery play. I'm sorry, I don't care who the hell, somebody in there who's gonna try. Crazy.
Now, this play is the fourth down play after the overthrow to Lazard over the middle. But there's two things they're going to look for here. First, you got Aaron Jones on this inside route. He's got the corner beat. If Rodgers just looks here, it's a first down. It's 4th and 3, by the way. So the first down marker is, or maybe it's 4th and 4. I can't remember exactly. But the first down marker is right here at the 34-yard line. Okay, right where my arrow is pointing. So, I mean, Jones has got a ways to go to get there. But you got Sammy Watkins going up this way, and you got, Lazard is going to be going over this way and takes out, all these two guys. So the space is here because the linebacker is concerned more about Rodgers than he is about anything else.
Which is weird. But okay.
That is if he throws the ball right here, that's a first down on 4th down.
Yeah.
Also, if you look here, Tunyan's actually kind of open too. But he's not looking there. It's on 4th and 3. Rodgers wants to go for it all. I don't know. Just throw it right here. There's even a passing lane right here. Just throw it right here.
I mean, you could even say, is that Randall Cobb up on the top? You could even say there's a chance there.
Yeah, but this is right here. Like right here.
I know, it's right. Again, he picks the least. He picks the worst option of the 5.
And Lazard gives up because he can't beat this guy.
Right.
But Rodgers throws it like he thinks he can for some unknown reason. He throws it off his back foot. Lazard stopped, and he's just like, where's the ball? I don't freaking care anymore. And there's our guy working hard, Lazard. That's his new nickname, working hard, Lazard. And it's not true. It's it's one of those that like Tiny is the big fat guy. His name is Tiny, right? Well, it's the working hard Lazard is because he ain't working hard.
I mean, you're supposed to be a grinder. Look at Tunyon. Tunyon had the guy turned around.
I know.
Kurt
Tunyon did great.
Kurt Warner did some of this too, where he was and the previous week or the week before, he was kind of defending Aaron Rodgers' position, as a quarterback, and he was going through some of these plays from this game and was like, didn't know what to say on some of these plays.
Here's one.
He's like, he's got the guy right there, but he doesn't throw it. Why does he come off it? I don't know.
This is the next possession where Lazard runs a decent route. He gets open on the sideline, but he doesn't secure the ball. I mean, he catches it, but there's a
Right.
guy behind you. You can't be slacking it and lacking it and whacking it. The game's on the line. You already screwed up the last possession. Make the play on this possession. Rodgers finally makes the right read. He finally throws the ball he should have threw earlier in the game that we saw earlier where he ran that same exact play and 10 yards off. And there it is.
I
And
mean,
Lazard thinks he's got it. That's just lazy. That's just
Yeah.
plain lazy. Secure the ball. And then this play is just stupid. So I wanted to show up because it makes me mad. If you have, okay, watch this. You got Aaron Jones over here. You got trips here. Empty backfield. And Christian Watson by himself down on the bottom. You would think that there would be some sort of route combination. Like, like this guy's going like a streak. And then this guy's doing like an in route, and then this guy's going to come around over here, and then Aaron Jones is going to follow this guy up the hole, right? Like that'd be beautiful, right? Your lead guy is going to go up the middle, take everybody out. This guy here, he should go like this and do like a crossing route across the middle like this. This guy should do a quick out route to this side. Then Aaron Jones would come right underneath and follow who's going to be going like this. He'd follow Lazard right through there and do a shallow crossing route. That's what I would run. And you would have you'd have an option of either Aaron Jones or Allen Lazard open on this play. For sure. And then your outlet would be over here because they'd be back because Tunyon is going to be going like, I'd have Tunyon do like an out like this way, which would force this guy to either go here or go up, down, right? Because they're playing a zone. And that would take advantage of them. But what these guys do, are you ready for this? This guy runs straight. And then the lead one in the middle, he runs straight, but kind of goes a little bit like this. And this guy runs straight and kind of goes a little bit like this. Nobody attacks anything over here in the middle of the field. And Aaron Jones just kind of sits here. And then I don't even know what Christian Watson does. But this is the dumbest play I've ever seen in the history of my time watching football. Look at it. Now, this guy is open. So it kind of works because of this zone that they're in. But would Rodgers drill it into here? I think that might be actually DeGuara. But he doesn't drill it there. Aaron Jones is just standing here. Look at him.
Yeah,
He's just standing
it's
there.
such a waste of Aaron Jones on this play. What the hell?
I'm so sick of watching Aaron Jones stand there in the flat doing nothing when he's our most dynamic player. Can we get him moving to the middle of the field and take advantage of his best ability, making guys miss with the ball in his hand in the open field? But no,
Right.
He just sits there and he has to catch the ball out from a dead stop constantly. It's so stupid. He had 6 catches in this game for 20 yards. That is a shame. That is a shame that you have one of the best players on your team and you don't ever know how to use him. But also, look at this. These 3 guys are all within 10 yards of each other. There is nobody attacking the middle of the field at all. And the other part that's even more dumb is, guess what? Christian Watson is open.
He wins.
And he will be open for a touchdown if Rodgers would just turn around and look, because this safety is worried about all 3 of these guys going deep like this. If he looks over here, he's got a touchdown to Christian Watson. That's why it bothers me. I don't care when people say, oh, his thumb, his thumb, his thumb. No. It's dumb play calls. It's him not looking at the right. If you have, what is this? Why would you look at this? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders covering your 3 guys. And there's one guy who can't
made
keep
it
up
easy
with your
for him.
super fast guy.
Right.
Throw to the fast guy.
Right. You made it easy for him on this side. So on the right side. So the only place you're stressing them is on the bottom of the screen.
And if you're going to do this with these 3 guys and take all these guys out of here, why doesn't Aaron Jones come across and do a shallow crosser?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. He's going to be wide open over here because this guy's worried about Christian Watson. And then you come back, you look here first, then you come back here and you look for the deep. And if he goes with the deep, then you dump it to Aaron Jones over here and he takes it and he goes for a bunch of yards. But having Aaron Jones just stand here doing nothing is stupid.
The other part
comes up with these plays.
Well, these are, again, they spend a lot of time talking about these plays, Ben, and they spend a lot of time on the plan and making sure they're comfortable with it and Aaron's comfortable with it and all of that. Now, Aaron Jones, the other key part.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys over. I mean, it's just stupid.
The other key part is most of the time, and what you're talking about, the way they're utilizing Aaron Jones in the passing game, is they're also having the sideline defender be involved almost all the time. Whereas if you got him the ball in the middle of the field with his vision and his ability to break tackles and just find creases in the middle of the field, he could be way more dangerous than he is way the hell out there when he's already got the sideline defending him too. Like he
Plus,
can't
give him
go
a
right
head of
there. He has
steam.
to go left. Or if he goes right, he's
has
out of
to.
bounds.
Right. He has a one-way. He doesn't have a two-way go. He can't use his
Right.
best ability, which is shake and bake, make guys miss. He has to go to the inside. So I just had to show
100%.
that play because when I saw that play, I almost wanted to take a dump. I was just like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's just dumb. Everything is dumb. Everything they do is dumb. It's not just Rodgers' bad throws. It's not just not. That's obviously reading. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's guys open, but even that play is just stupid. Like, they shouldn't even be open. That's how dumb that play is. Like, honest to God, you had 4 guys all on the same side of the field. They don't even move to the middle of the field at all. Like, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
But
And just as you pointed out, if you run somebody over like Jones or whatever, maybe that one safety has to come up and react to him, which opens up one of those other guys that are on the 3
Yes.
side. But if you just have him stand out there doing that, I mean, why the hell would you send anybody in a spot where he's not making the defense honor him or do anything? It's just 0 sense on that. Let's get a couple of quick things in here. Lee points out, I wonder how many 3rd or 4th and short fades we have attempted this year. Got to be 5 or 6 times at least. I think it's more than that.
More than that. I think
it's like at least 2 a game. Probably we're probably at around like 20, Lee, just to be honest with you. 0 points out or something Mike Singletary said, can't win with him. Well, maybe not.
Well, you can't.
Watson was wide open. Packer fan 1993 says we are wasting Aaron Jones' prime. And again,
yes,
that's what we said last week, right? You should be more mad. People talk about for years and years, wasting Aaron Rodgers' career. They're wasting Aaron Jones' career.
Yes. I actually hope they cut him so he can go somewhere else and then they use him properly and then he destroys the league. That's what I want to see. I want to see him go to like I said this last year or when he was a free agent. I was like, I want to see him go to the Bills or something like that where they need a good running back and they'll use him. Now the Bills don't need him, so I don't know where he'd go. Maybe he goes to the Jets. The Jets need a running back.
They could still use him, I'll tell you that. Anybody could use him. But I mean, you were pointing out too how now Austin Eckler is getting all these touches and all this.
Oh my God, he's got so many touchdowns this year. It's crazy. He's a one-man wrecking crew. Even Jamal Williams, 12 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just Aaron Jones doesn't get the ball enough to have even 12. I don't think he's got 12 attempts inside the 20-yard line this year.
Look at Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams goes to the Lions. He's a featured back. Gets plenty of opportunities. Having a good time. Yeah, they were losing earlier, but now won a few in a row. Yeah.
Start with the Pack.
Yeah.
They're playing tomorrow morning against the Bills, who are kind of looking shaky. So that could be another win for the Lions. Who knows?
And 0 just says we need a game manager at QB. It's pretty simple. Well, yeah. When you have this offense, you don't need a Hall of Fame, world-beating quarterback. At least you don't need one. And you don't need one who still thinks he has to play like that as well. That's the other thing you don't.
I hate to say this, but if we had Jimmy Garoppolo, well, maybe not, because some of those are pretty deep passes. We'd probably need a guy with a pretty good arm. We probably would need like Kirk Cousins. He's got a good arm. But I mean, I don't know. It's just I'd love to have Gardner Minshew. He'd be awesome. I like to have a character, that's always fun.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. It could be just a guy.
Danger Russ. We could have got Danger.
Okay. Okay. Nobody wants that.
Lee said I have a semi-fun draft stat. What is it, Lee? What do you got? Give it to us. We'll wait for it. Sorry, we know there's a little delay on YouTube. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I've been saying it for a while now, right? All we really need is competent quarterback play. Blake Bortles, did you watch The Good Place as well? Packer fan 1993. Have you watched The Good Place? And, the one Jason character's obsession with Jacksonville and Blake Bortles. I think Blake Bortles is so great. But you're right. In Blake Bortles' best season, the season before Sarah drafted him in fantasy football, her sister, he actually was pretty good that 1 year. And then Sarah drafted him, and then he stunk up the joint. Dang it, Sarah. Hey, while we take a quick little thing here, I got a little sound to share before we get to our next thing. It's real fun. This is some radio promotions that are airing right now that we put together, and our friend Aaron at the station threw some of these together. So I'm going to share. We're going to share. These are going to be airing on the radio very soon, and they're kind of fun. Let's hear this one right here. Let's hear this one right here. First of all, we got the Packers wrong. Now we got to grind, and now we got a Bruce. Bruce from Minnesota, formerly from Wisconsin. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
What do you mean you're
Terrible.
good?
What do you
watched
mean?
that game? What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm
just
not
attacked
good,
you, Bruce.
okay? Yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I'm annoyed. This team's not showing me anything that makes me believe that things are going to turn around.
Catch Packer Outright Opinions every Friday at 7 p.m.
All right, we'll drop more of those on you here as we go through the rest of the show. But yeah, Aaron put together some of those, a little tag, reminding people to catch our radio show as well, Friday nights, 7 p.m. And we will have one this Friday night as well, after Turkey Day. All right, what do we got video here, Ben?
All right, here's the good video.
Yay, it's good.
Here's some good plays. I just wanted to show how a good cornerback plays off zone coverage or off man coverage, whatever this is. Watch Rasul Douglas right here. You got my arrow showing up there?
Yep, we got you. We got you.
Okay, Rasul Douglas is right here. He's looking in at the corner. He knows he's got this receiver. This is pretty simple because they're in a big formation set with 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers and 1 running back. So he knows what his assignment is. So he's going to watch the quarterback, and he's giving him a big cushion. So Tannehill steps up, and as soon as he pops up to throw the ball, Rasul just beelines straight to the guy. I'm going to actually put it in slow motion again because I think that helps. Crap, this thing isn't working right. I'll get it going here. Give me a sec. Anyways. Or maybe I won't. Why? There it is. Okay. Why are you so dumb? Stupid thing. Okay, here we go. So just watch Rasul. I mean, you can kind of watch Tannehill, but whatever. We just want to watch Rasul. He's the best.
He is the only one that can do stuff like this.
Look at that.
Yep,
Look
he's
at
already
him.
breaking.
The ball's not even out of his hand, and he's already going for it. That's reading the quarterback. That's just smart.
He is the most aware defender we have. 100%.
And he just engulfs the guy.
He's just going. He had a pretty good tackle at Derrick Henry on a play or two as well. I mean, he was throwing his body in there.
And I also have something to say. I thought there was a play where I thought he was slacking off. I have that play, which is going to be on a video later, and we'll see why it looked like he was slacking off. And I'll tell you, it was not his fault.
I love it. He's just like on that play, he could have gotten juked out, right? And could have missed, but he just attacked so hard and then just wrapped his arms and was like, I'm jumping in the air and I'm getting something. I'm getting something here and I'm going to bring this guy down.
This is a Kingsley Enagbare. I got a couple of Kingsley Enagbares in there. There's Rasul loving it. That's the very next play.
Yeah, he's trying to get guys fired up, trying to be a leader.
So
Jaron Reed penetration too. Good.
Yep. Watch Kingsley Enagbare here. He's going to take on the blocker, shove him off, and make the tackle. He's like, get out of here, tight end. I don't want this crap. Boom. Amos is there too to help out. But still, it's a good job.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, on the next play,
the backup center on the play, so that's good. Even though it was a one-on-one block, he better win that one. He's getting paid like he should win all those, but he won that one. Give him cred.
Now, this is the very next play, unfortunately. And this is kind of an issue we're going to talk about later on. Okay, as you look here, the Packers are bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. This is 3rd and 12. Okay, it's 3rd and 12. If there's ever a time to not blitz, you know what I'm saying? And I understand he's thinking, let's blitz because they have a longer way to go to get the first down. But it's obvious these guys aren't good at getting pressure. So this is the one time where they should have sat back in his zone and probably not blitzed or just blitzed, like attack one side of the field because Tannehill would have to run and then, whatever. But they blitz 6 guys and leave man coverage here, and then poor Rudy Ford has got to cover the tight end. And he does a good job, but he's just a little too short, and it's a really good pass by Tannehill. Tannehill doesn't get pressure on him. It's a really good pass. Rudy Ford is there the whole time. When you go back and watch it here, let's go back and watch Rudy Ford on this. He's got good coverage. Look him. He's right there with him. He's right on him.
Right.
There's not much he can do there. It's just a really high, perfect pass. The tight end goes up, grabs it, and leans forward for the first down.
On how many of those Rodgers plays were guys more open than that, and he didn't throw to him?
Exactly. That was what I was trying to point out. Like I thought the Packers defense was and they were bad. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of the big plays were miscommunications, and there were plays like this where they had pretty good coverage, and Tannehill's like, you know what, I'm throwing it. Aaron Rodgers would never throw that ball because he'd be too afraid to throw a pick.
Yep.
Now, speaking of picks, this is Rasul's pick. So we're going to watch how he's way down here, and watch how soon he takes off. As soon as he knows he's got the ball, he takes off, and he sees there's only one guy in the route. So he knows what's up. Super easy pick. All because he's smart.
Is that Savage running around, like looking around, not knowing where the hell anything is?
Yeah, he doesn't block anybody or do anything either.
No, but I mean, even on the drop back on that, as he's dropping back, because he's dropping back too, he's just looking around. He has no idea what's going on, and he has no idea where the ball is, and he doesn't even know where the receiver is.
All right, let's watch him. I don't know. Let's watch him.
Yeah,
here.
watch him.
Because Rasul, as soon as he knows that the ball's in the quarterback's
as soon as
hand,
he sees Derrick Henry doesn't have it, he's like, "Oh, I'm going back."
well, Savage is going back too.
Yeah, but watch him. Look, now he's looking that way. Now he's looking that way. He doesn't know he has no clue what's going on ever.
Yeah, but that's the receiver was running behind him. Rasul had a good view of where the receiver was coming from because he knew he had nobody to worry about on his side of the field because there's nobody lined up over there. It was just a tight end. But still, it was a great play by Rasul. He made a couple awesome plays in this game, and
It was
great. Now, this is the Matt LaFleur special, I call it. This is the touchdown pass. Look at all this. You got Big Dog coming across this way. You got the offensive line flowing across this way. You got A.J. Dillon on the fake handoff. You got Randall Cobb sneaking around the backside. All these linebackers have no idea what's going on. And also, it leaves a secondary. These four guys who are shielding the end zone, they don't know which way they're getting attacked from because you got Lazard coming like this, and you got Watson coming like this. But these guys' eyes are all in the backfield, and they're fooled by all this mess. And it's really awesome.
play action works pretty good.
And, of course, they come out this way, and Rodgers is looking over here first. And you got two guys covering nobody because there's nobody over here. And this guy's going with Lazard on the top corner here. You see my cursor? He's facing inside to Lazard, which leaves Watson an easy shot to the end zone, to the back, to the corner of the end zone here. And Rodgers sees it. Perfect pass. Perfect catch. Perfect play. Actually, it wasn't a great pass. It was behind him. But still, whatever. We'll take it.
It's easy. It doesn't have to be a perfect pass because it's an easy play. And guy's open.
But that's the type of play Aaron Rodgers doesn't like because it
Right.
wasn't difficult. It wasn't difficult for him.
He likes football to be hard. He's basically
Yes.
expressed that to everybody. He likes football to be hard, and he likes to make the challenging plays. Well, those end up being losing plays. These end up being wins, leading to wins if you do this a lot. Because it's easy. Don't you want to make it easier for your guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've said it. I've ranted on the show many times now here in the last year. Why does Aaron Rodgers want to make everything so hard? I don't get it. He only gets satisfaction from overcoming challenging plays in a football game. Like, what? I don't get it. Because I guarantee you the other 10 guys on the offense would like it to be easier. They don't want it to be harder. But one guy wants to be harder, so we got to do what's harder. I don't get it. Hey, they're
Everybody's talking about draft picks already.
They don't have my optimism, except Packer fan in 1993 still thinks we're gonna run the table after Philly win the Super Bowl. Okay, well, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I do think the Packers still can make the playoffs, maybe. Except the Cowboys except the Vikings. Can we just get the Vikings had one job, just beat the Cowboys, right? Just beat the Cowboys because the Packers already beat the Cowboys. If you get a tiebreaker with them, that's another team you can beat. You can edge out for a playoff spot. But the Vikings get owned, look like a bunch of chumps in their home field against the Dallas pathetic Mike McCarthy coached Cowboys. Are you serious? And
Yeah.
and Ben, as if you're a Vikings fan, right? Well, you can tell me what you've heard from Viking fans this week. But what I was looking at, I turned on from the beginning of the game. That place was rocking. Those people in Minnesota got a first place
Yeah.
team. They are there. They are into it, right? And they're just skull and they're doing and it's this intimidating, dynamic, vibrant atmosphere. And you come out and lay a big turd like that. Does that give you any confidence that you're not just going to get wiped out of the playoffs in one game? Pathetic.
I don't know. It's pretty sad to watch. That's why I didn't watch much of it.
What did Minnesota fans say this week?
I don't know. I don't talk to anybody that's a Minnesota fan so
okay.
much.
All right. Well, anyway,
Now, one guy's a Patriots fan. He just laughed. He's like, yeah, we scored 3 points, and then we had a punt return for touchdown and won somehow. And then he laughed. And that was about all he did. And the other guy's a Saints fan, and he just cries a lot. And I'm like, well, no, I'm crying a lot. So there you go.
all right, we'll get to you Zero in a second. But Lee, so anyway, a lot of people moved on, think the Packers are now we're playing for draft picks. Lee basically says if all these things happen, the Packers could end up with, because all these teams got to play each other, Packers could end up with the number 6 pick at least. And then they're wondering, well, if we had a top 10 pick again, holy cow, who do we draft? I don't know.
Listen,
we probably
guys,
draft another player that we couldn't use for a while, or somebody we just signed a free agent spot for. Or who knows? That's what
we'll have 3 months to talk about who
yeah,
they're going to
we
draft.
lost
Okay.
I still
Right
got
now,
hope.
if I know the team is not going to get to the playoffs, but we have a lot of young players who I think look pretty cool, and that's what I'm interested in. I want to see them improve. I want to see what they can do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this year's draft has got a lot of players that look pretty dang good.
Yeah, Kingsley's. I mean, with the Gary injury, Kingsley's getting a lot of snaps, and he's playing good.
Yeah.
Quay Walker's, like I'm pointing him out last show. I mean, I really like what I see from him, and you know, he might be. I mean, let's go back and think about some of the high profile linebackers, middle linebackers that we were hoping for in the last few drafts, right? Kenneth Murray, we couldn't quite get him, but like he was highly touted, right? He's doing okay. Queen, you know, some other guys, right? And we didn't draft those guys. We drafted this guy now. I think as a rookie, this guy is more impressive than any of those guys were in their rookie seasons.
Yeah, but the problem is there's a bunch of linebackers over the last 2-3 years that were drafted in the 3rd round and the 2nd round that we could have had that are doing really well.
Yeah,
like
true.
Rudy Gay or whatever. I think Gay. I don't know what his first name is. And then there's
Guy from Zach Wilson.
Logan
All right,
Wilson.
Logan Wilson, my bad.
From the
Wilson,
Bengals.
Yeah.
There's another guy from the Chiefs. Oh,
Leo
who's his
Chanel.
name? No. Yeah,
No,
that's right.
no.
Chiefs have him too.
Yeah, he
Chiefs
could've-
have like 3 guys that were really good inside linebackers over the last 2 seasons. There's
Yeah.
another guy who was making plays all over the place in that game the other night against the Chargers. I can't remember his name was.
Well, and even
Crap. But he's the guy I
he-
wanted really bad, but whatever.
even outside of that, look at all the linebackers the Packers have faced in the last 4 or 5 games on these defenses that are flying around. A bunch of those guys were not high picks or not like first, second rounders. And they're
Willie Gay. Yep, that's it.
impactful dudes, impactful players, right?
Lee, who's the other linebacker with the Kansas City Chiefs that's been playing a lot with the long hair who's been really, really good?
Zero. Come on, man.
Dang.
Really good. Zero. Look, I understand you're a realist, and that's cool, but the Cowboys are never legit. The Cowboys have not been legit since the 90s. All right? They're chumps. They always choke. They're never going to win the whole thing. And you put that together with Mike McCarthy's questionable decisions, like there's no way the Cowboys are making it even to a Super Bowl this year. No way. And actually, they'll probably choke their way out of a playoff spot. But they had to show up against the Vikings. Like, that's what I'm pissed off. Because the Vikings, like, are tearing it up, and all we needed from the Vikings to actually give the Packers a little bit more life was beat the stupid Cowboys, and they get their butts handed to them in that game. Pathetic. But that's Vikings for us. They did it to us in 1989 too, those bastards.
All right, Jason, what do you want to look at? You want to look at Savage and Jair suck or how the blitz fails?
Yep. See, Packer fan gets it. McNugget and the Thai boys will choke like always. Whatever you want, man. Oh,
That
we're
doesn't
not ready.
Which one you want to see? Blitz fail or Savage sucks?
Let's see.
Let's save Savage who sucks for last.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I mean, look, the pressure, they're trying to generate pressure, so they are calling more blitzes because Gary not being there hurts quite a bit. No doubt. And I don't know why Kenny Clark is in on so many of these third down pass rush plays because he really doesn't do that. I'd rather see if you got one big guy in, I'd rather see that be number 90, Jaron Reed. But
yeah. And
you
then
know, I don't
then
care.
Devontae Wyatt after that.
Yeah, and Devontae Wyatt. Right. But when Kenny Clark's playing a bunch of snaps and you leave him out there for third downs, he's not a good pass rusher anyway. So why? Just get his ass off the field and put in Jaron Reed, a fresh Jaron Reed for Kenny Clark. Like, let's go. He could get some pass rush, or Devontae Wyatt, a fresh Devontae Wyatt on obvious passing downs. Get him on the field, man. Then you got a guy that can do something from the inside. Nick Bolton, that's right. Yeah.
Nick Bolton. Yep, that's him. He was awesome the other night.
Yeah.
He's another guy I wanted the Packers to look into. He was like a 3rd round pick. But yeah, I mean, but I think Quay Walker's doing great. So that's awesome, you know. And I think Chris Barnes had a great game. He was like flying all over the place and making hits, and
yeah,
and maybe hit his head a little too hard. You better watch out. I know he had concussion issues earlier in the year. He should probably not be smacking guys so hard, but whatever.
Yep.
So what the next video here is going to be a bunch of times where the Packers blitz 5 guys, and what they do is they leave a guy wide open because of it quite often, and the blitz doesn't get home, and it's a big play or a touchdown or something. So I don't know if you got the screen sharing for me or not yet.
Yeah, we're all good. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Lee says, give me a fresh Jack Heflin. Lee's calling for on some of those pass rush.
Jack Heflin or Chris Slayton, either one of them.
Pretty much anybody, but a tired Kenny Clark. I mean, what's the point of that?
Look at this. Let's look at this defense here. We've got 2 down linemen, 2 stand-up guys. I think this is 3rd down. I might be wrong, but I think it is. Then in the middle of the field, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys all kind of like backing up. So this is a loaded box here, even though it's not Derrick Henry in the game, and they're in shotgun. So that should tell you more often than not, they're not going to be running the ball. Yet here they are with all these guys in the middle of the field. Right? And you know this guy's coming. He's not covering anybody. So if you look at it, we've got these 2 guys out to cover this guy and this guy. And then down here, you've got 1 running back, 1 tight end, and a wide receiver. And you got this guy, and this guy. Because let's face it, Rudy Ford is back here. He's playing deep safety on this play. So the guys in coverage are going to be here, 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 and here. Because guess what? Right here is Adrian Amos, and he blitzes. And he blitzes on the side where there's 3 possible guys out in the route. But unfortunately, there's only 1, 2 guys to cover those 3 guys. Because unfortunately, Quay Walker has 0 chance of getting all the way over here to try to get in there. But that's the problem. The other thing is they do a lot of these blitzes. They blitz 5 guys. Well, there's still 5 guys in there to protect. You know what I mean? Like either overload with 6 or overload one side of the line, but don't send so many guys. Like either go over the top or stick with 4, but attack a specific spot. But Joe Barry just sends 5 guys. And Chris Sims talks about this all the time, how he hates the 5-man blitz. Because it's like, it's dumb. It doesn't do anything but not get there. Because there's still 5 guys ready to block your 5 guys that are coming. So I should slow this down. So as you see, there's Adrian Amos sneaking in there real quick. I'm going to slow it down again like the last time. And so Amos is coming. You got the tight end who's kind of chipping him. You got the running back here.
Yeah, if you sent him on the other side or off the other side, you'd actually have him free.
Right. And it puts your guys in a really bad situation here to have to try to cover one-on-one, and there's going to be a free guy with nobody to cover.
You would think as a defensive coordinator, you could flip that and flip the call and send the other safety on the other side, you know. But
yeah, but these guys can't even communicate simple things.
That's true. They have a hard time communicating, yeah.
But now look, here you've got one guy, and this is poor McDuffie, has to try to cover the running back coming into his zone.
Right.
And Quay Walker is going deep, and now that this receiver is coming across the middle of the field on a shallow cross. Rasul Douglas is way back here because his zone is back here, right? If the receiver would have gone this way, he would have stayed there, but he can't vacate his zone because now the tight end's coming this way. So this attacks McDuffie and attacks Quay Walker with this receiver coming across the middle, the running back coming up like this, and the tight end does an out route. And that forces McDuffie to have to figure out which one is the worst of the two.
That's
Now he
like,
knows.
Ben, this looks exactly opposite of what the Packers did on offense.
Yes.
These
You're
are
right.
attacking all these spots, attacking a bunch of areas on the field to make defenders make decisions, and then you have another stress point that you can exploit because you make a defender make a choice, and then you have somebody else that is in a different spot that can take advantage of that choice. And the Packers have all these guys standing around where they make it easy. Okay.
So McDuffie goes with the tight end to the outside in the flat because he knows he's got inside help. But because of this crossing wide receiver, Quay Walker is forced to stay here, and he has to hope that Rudy Ford will read it and get down here in time. However, the ball's already out, and Rudy Ford didn't see it. Usually Rudy Ford sees it and he attacks, but he did not attack as hard this time. And by the time he gets there right about the tackle, and then this guy goes in for the touchdown. But it's all because they attacked these two linebackers with three guys to cover, and Rudy Ford didn't get back there to make the play in time. But it's a very good concept.
That guy that got the ball was open. But was he less open than a bunch of the Packers receivers on plays you showed earlier?
No.
Yes.
And that's the thing that's like Tannehill does not hesitate. He reads it. He just reads McDuffie, and as soon as McDuffie goes to the tight end, he throws to the back.
Right.
That's what he did on that play. Like, it's a simple read. It's not even hard, but Rodgers doesn't do it when we even have open plays like that. Now, here's another play where they blitz 5 guys. They're going to blitz here, Quay Walker, even though they got a guy wide open here. So now these two guys are manned up alone, and Tannehill's already thrown it because it's a quick out route, and it's third down. Or, it's second down. But you see that how it was just too easy because you're vacating that spot. Why are you blitzing? It's only 2nd and 5, right? Let's look at that again.
Yeah.
2nd and 5 right here. This guy has got to get covered from Adrian Amos. Has got to come all the way up here to cover this guy, and he takes a back step. He's not aggressive, and it's at first down easy because Amos has no help to the outside, so he's worried about that. So and he knows he's not fast, so he can't possibly cover him deep. Take that first step back, and then he gets fooled because the guy doesn't initially break inside. I don't know if you'll be able to see Amos at all on this, but yeah, and the blitz just doesn't get there. Quay Walker almost gets there, but not quite.
And those two receivers could have crossed each other too, which would have crossed up Amos on the play, right? So he has to be concerned about that. So that's one where you should play a zone. If you're gonna run that blitz, then you should play a zone behind it.
This is actually a good play, actually. It just happened to be the one right before the next play, so I left it in. But you'll see a double team here onto Lowry, and the fullback is supposed to come and get Enibare, and Enibare just shoves him out of the way and makes a tackle. Really good play against the run. He's like, get out of here. Boom. And takes him on. Now, Kenny Clark got in there. Quay Walker got in there. Jonathan Garvin got in there. It was a good play all the way around. But if Enibare didn't take on that fullback and take him out, that would have never happened. But here's the problem. Here's the very next play. And they blitz again. They got 5 guys in the line of scrimmage, 6 guys. They send all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow,
6 guys. 6 guys going. Rasul's back here. There's nobody coming out because they kept him in to help block. This tight end stayed in to help block, and the running back's in to help block. But now you've got one-on-one, one-on-one, one-on-one with Amos as the only safety deep, and Rasul's still got to be here because it's his job to at least watch out for this guy. But that 6-man blitz doesn't get there. Tannehill still keeps going back. And he finds that inside move. Let's see what happened on that inside move. I don't know who this is that gets schooled. Maybe it's Nixon.
Might be Rudy Ford there.
Yeah, it is Rudy Ford.
Yeah, he kind of was looking back at the quarterback.
Yep.
Probably because they're like, hey, guys, we're sending 6 guys here, so play up because the pressure is going to get there, right? And it didn't get there. And
Yeah, but I mean, they sent 6 guys.
Yeah, you got to get there. I mean, be ready to pause it here just in case. Come on, Kenny Clark.
Look
What
at
do
Kenny
you?
Clark. He's backing. What is he doing?
It's one guy. It's
Just
the backup
bull
center.
rush him straight into him.
Yeah. What are you doing all this fancy spin move, lean on him crap? Like, I know they're running a stunt for Preston. Why are you running a loop or a twist on a 6-man blitz?
I don't know.
You got to win. Like, that's something that takes a little time to develop, and you need space. When you got 6 guys up, all lined up in there, you're not going to have nearly enough room for the twist unless a guy like Clark vacates a big space like that. But that doesn't use his ability. That's a dumb call too. Jeez. Maybe Joe Barry does
now
need
on
to be
this
fired
play-
already. I don't know.
They don't blitz anybody. They send only 4 guys in the route. You got 3 guys to cover 2 on the top. You got 2 guys down here to cover these 2. And they're a little out of position. This is Savage. This is Douglas. But Tannehill's not looking that way. But even though there's all those guys sitting there, they still leave that. They let that wide receiver just jump into their zone and just turn around, and then the ball's thrown right on him. Right here, Hooper. He just comes right up in between the middle of them.
Yeah. I mean, they just
And he just runs, or this is the wide receiver down outside, but he just runs straight, catches the
sits
ball,
in the zone. Yep.
sits in the zone, and there's nothing. It's like, what are we doing? We don't jam the receivers. We don't mess up their routes. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Let's watch it again from this angle, because I want to know what does Jair do on this play? Like, how's this guy get that wide open? Like, why is he just backs off?
Yep. Playing soft. Back him off. Oh, now we react to him. There's nobody else in my zone, but I'll just play off him.
Jair should have attacked on that. Quay Walker moved way before Jair ever did on that play. And even Walker, look at Walker. He's like, God damn. And even he knows. He's like, come on.
He's got to be frustrated.
Well, he's coming from a team in Georgia where they just dominated everybody the last year he
Right.
played, right? Now he's on
Yeah.
a team where guys don't tackle. They don't want to freaking get involved. You're not really
It's
trying
so
that hard.
close.
Yeah, well, so close doesn't help us.
I know. So close is the worst as a pass rusher. Oh my God. It's the most frustrating.
All right, we got one more play left. It's another blitz again. That leaves us in trouble.
Man, these blitzes are rough.
So we got moving in motion here with Savage. We got play action. Here we got blitz, 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 blitz. And I think Preston is either on a stunt or he's coming back into coverage. I don't know. But we've only got 5 guys in coverage here.
Preston in coverage. Never good.
Yeah, Preston's backing up. I don't know what he's doing.
He's got the flat, baby. Preston in the flat. Let's go.
I guess so. But you're looking here. Savage has got his back. I don't know what he's doing. He's got his back to him. Jair's running all the way across the field with this guy. Rasul's running across the field with this guy. Amos is looking this way. I don't remember where Tannehill throws his ball, but I'm guessing this guy's going to be open right here. That'd be the guy I'd throw to. Because Rasul's not going to get through that mess. Oh, he dumps it off. Oh, this is the Derrick Henry play. Oh, yeah. Preston should have been paying attention.
Preston had the flat there. That's his guy, man.
That was Preston's guy. Let's watch and see what else happens on.
that the
I'll
one
show you
where
what happens.
Quay
Quay Walker gets clotheslined and they don't
Yeah.
call shit, which is bullcrap.
nice.
But because they blitz all these guys, right? That leaves only Savage, Jair, and I don't know whoever this is over here.
Amos,
Might be
probably.
Amos is your blockers or your tacklers. Yeah, that's not going to fly.
Your 3 least aggressive tackling players on your defense.
Now, if Preston reads it. Look at him. He's moving toward
He's
it.
just too slow. He's not.
Does this guy block him in the back or what? Why does he not get there? Oh my God, was that freaking pathetic?
It is sad. I don't know if we can beat the Eagles here. We got Cowboy fan in the house. Willie Vassar says, as a Cowboys fan, I need y'all to beat the Eagles. I don't know if we can, but we'll see. Depends what approaches they use on offense and defense.
I
here.
think this guy blocked him in the back too. Oh my God, he totally did. That's
Yeah.
2 blocks. Here's
And it was-
Savage. Savage, look at this guy. He's blocking him in the back.
which is really
Right
dumb
here.
because Savage, he's not going to make that play. I would just unblock. I would just never block him. I would just worry about blocking somebody
Who's
else.
this? Is that Jair? Oh, that is Jair. God, he runs like an idiot. He just runs so weird.
Well, he's trying to look like he's pursuing, but not really. Most
Now
of the time.
watch Quay Walker school his guy, get close.
Clothesline, yeah.
Here he comes. Right there, 55.
Yeah.
That's not a penalty.
You're
And look
beat.
at this guy right here looking at it.
I know. And right in front of your face. And as an offensive lineman, you're totally beat. You just reach
Look at
an
this.
arm out there and you I mean, how the hell is that not called? That's insane.
What is this effing guy looking at? And that was a huge play in the game at a very important time of the game.
100%.
I mean, look at that. That is freaking holding all the way. And that guy looked at it, didn't call it. Then we're going to get a block in the back right here where he maybe could at least slowed him down a little bit. Nope, not called. This was a bullcrap freaking play. But anyways, so those are the things I was going to show. We took a lot of chances with blitzes, and it freaking backfired almost every time we tried to blitz.
Wow.
So these guys don't know how to blitz. They don't know how to stay in a lane. They don't know how to create lanes for each other. Like if you have a blitz, usually you'd want to have like you're blitzing, do moves to open up
Sorry,
that blitz for.
you broke up here a bit.
I'm just saying, if you have two guys on the defensive line and you want to blitz
Yep.
between them, you want to have the two guys on the defensive line like make moves to the opposite sides. That creates that hole to blitz through, right? The Packers don't do
Yeah.
that. It's like they're just
No,
like,
I know.
win your one-on-one matchup, and then maybe this guy will maybe get through, but he can't, and therefore it's
Yeah.
dumb.
Or you overload one side, right? Where you have numbers on one side of the offense. We've seen teams do that a bunch of times, right? You create from center to tackle or the outside guy if they're going to keep a guy in. You create more guys on that side than they have blockers.
Yeah.
And that's an advantage. Like if you're going to send 6 guys, line 4 of them up on one side and 2 on the other side and see what the offensive line has to adjust to. Make them adjust. Do something. But when you're a target right in front of them and you just go one-on-one, beat your guy, I mean, shit.
What do you think's going to happen if we blitz Hurts? He's just going to run all over us.
Yeah, he's going to take
It's
off.
not even going to be funny. We'll have no chance against him.
Willie says we got to beat the Eagles. I don't know, Willie. Packer fan 1993 is saying Savage used to be good. I don't know what happened. Well, he used to be a little better, but he wasn't ever good. He's gotten worse though. He was not that good to begin with. He was okay, but now since his rookie season, he's gotten worse basically every year.
Yeah. And I have one
Lee
more
saying-
video. It's the Savage video. It's really sad.
Okay. Lee's saying Packers need to lose, not win.
Lee,
Eagles weaknesses, they can't stop the run. Well, the Packers can run. That it's just a matter of will they run the ball. In this last game, Willie, they passed the ball twice as much as they ran it again, and they did so in a game that was never really out of hand for them. Like they have done this in games where they're only down by 10 points or
less.
sometimes only one score, and they've had twice as many pass plays as run plays. And that's happened in every one of the games this season. They've done that. They've lost 6 of their 7 losses. They have passed the ball twice as much as they've run the ball. So you tell me. There you go. Lee says Rodgers won't let him run it. He won't. He'll change the plays. Goody needs to work his magic and find a linebacker that has the mind of Douglas. That would be pretty. To have a guy in the middle that's that aware with a little more size and speed would be amazing. Quay Walker's got a chance. He's pretty aware. He's showing like some pretty good awareness and headiness while he's in the game. All right, what else you got?
Oh, I'm not ready yet.
Okay, my bad. All right, let's do another quick sound. Let's give you another one of our radio promos that's going right now. What about this one? Let's check it out. It's the weirdest thing to me, Ben, because when they played teams that they shouldn't be threatened by the deep pass, that's when they played soft. I just don't get it. Those are obvious things to me as a fan and watches this stuff. And yes, I'm an award-winning sports journalist, but that's, neither here nor there. In this case, I see those things, and to me, that would make sense.
Maybe there needs to be a mutiny. Maybe these guys need to be like, I don't know what's going on. Why are we doing this?
Catch Packer Outright Opinions every Friday at 7 p.m.
Well, I don't know. Should the Packers have defensive players have changed the defensive calls on some of those blitzes, Ben, or changed the alignment or done something and gone against whatever their coach was telling them to do and is clearly not going to work?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Why don't you let me share, and I'll show you how one of the
You're
guys, one of the call every play, and yet he never quite is in the right spot. Are you ready?
Yep, you got it.
Here we go. This is called Savage Blows and Jair's Lazy. So here we go. Let's watch it and find out what's going on. Right here is our guy, Mr. Savage. I think he's up here anyway. You got Rudy Ford here. You got Nixon here. This is a 3rd and long. And I think what's supposed to happen is Rudy Ford is supposed to go back here and kind of cover this deep part of the field. And Savage is supposed to come back here and cover this part of the field. And Savage decides to not do that. Oh, I did it again. I got to stop doing that. I like to make it slow. I apologize, everybody. I am acting dumb today. I am not making this. This big arrow is really hard to maneuver, by the way, too. But that's why I like you, Balaz. I'm doing it for you, buddy. You can still see my dumb arrow, right?
Yep.
Okay. So as this ball's going on here, okay, we got inside route. This guy's taken to over the top, right? And Savage came down to the middle of the field. Now, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here. I don't know if Rudy Ford is supposed to just be in the middle of the field. Based on the way he moves backwards straight, I would assume he's supposed to be like this half, and then Savage, I would assume, is supposed to be this half, right? Because Douglas is down here, worrying about the guys down here. Maybe Douglas is supposed to go back. I don't know what's going on. But Jair is down low. But as you're watching this play develop, Keyshawn Nixon is now behind and trailing. How many times do we see good old Christian Watson have a yard and a half on his defender, but Aaron Rodgers wouldn't throw the ball? Well, look at here. Tannehill's already thrown it.
Ooh, let it go, baby.
Because he knows he's got Savage standing here doing absolutely nothing. Because he bit on something. I don't know what. I don't know who he's covering. Here you got a guy covering here. 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 You got Rudy Ford going over here. And Savage is down in the middle of no man's land.
This is one of the plays Matt LaFleur called out publicly in his press conference after the game review. How it put Keyshawn in a tough spot there because the safety jumped whatever he called it, whatever they call that particular pass pattern combo. And because of that, he put that slot corner in a really bad spot.
Well, what's Rasul doing here?
Faking the blitz, man. Now he's covering that tight end. He's got the hoop. Football
That receiver
does not have to be that hard.
That receiver did a good job of leading Nixon to the further into the inside and then cutting it back up vertical when he saw the ball. Now this play is another Savage special. Where is he now? I think he's right here.
Yep, that's him there.
Let's watch and see what he does on this play.
There's another one where he jumps up.
Well, the ball's in the air. Like, what is he looking at?
So
he's playing a zone. He's playing a zone. Okay, he's playing a zone. He's not looking at the quarterback in his zone.
He's the least
and you
aware
can tell it's zone
player.
Because look at where Jair's looking. Look at how Rasul Douglas is looking. It might be man. I don't know. But he's looking at his receiver. He's not looking at the quarterback. And he's got no help. All he's got is Amos, who's going deep to help. That's it. There's nobody else to help. So this is one-on-one. This is another blitz problem. Everybody blitz. 5 guys blitz. Real dumb. Don't get there. Dean Lowry's almost there, but it's not good enough to be there. And Savage bites on this route here by the tight end and doesn't worry about the guy he's supposed to cover, apparently. He just leaves him and then just stands there and turns around and is like, oh, yeah. And that wasn't even a good pass. What if that would have been a good pass? That would have been a touchdown. So there's our guy, Savage. What are you biting on? Either you're in man coverage or you're in zone. If you're in zone, you're supposed to be looking at the quarterback, which you're not. And if you're in man, you don't let your guy run right past you.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't know what Savage's deal is.
This was another play LaFleur called out specifically without saying his name, but saying what happened on the play. And he just said, guys not doing their assignments when you have those. And people are saying, like, is that Jerry Gray there? Like, telling him, like, what the hell, man? Then pull his ass off the field. Why does he get to be back on the field?
Now, this is the play that I thought Rasul screwed up on. He's talking. He's talking and he's pointing. He's talking and he's pointing. Now, based on that, I would assume that means, hey, I'm going down. You got the deep. So if somebody goes deep, you take him. Somebody stays shallow, I'll take him. Right? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yep.
But unfortunately, they both go with the deep route. And the short route goes to the outside on an out route, and there's nobody anywhere near him because both Savage and Douglas both go deep. But based on this alignment, I would assume you want to have Douglas cover the deep guy, but Savage goes with him too. And then after the play, Douglas is like, what? And I thought it was Douglas who was playing slacky, but he's not. I mean, look at this.
And there's Savage just running around. Unbelievable, dude. And then gets blocked. Kid doesn't even get on the play. Like,
look at Douglas. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" And Savage's like, "Well, I thought that like I point and then you do whatever read my mind and then do the other thing."
And if I come up tight, then that means I'm gonna go with the deep.
That means I'm gonna run deep with the guy, yeah, because I'm up tight. So that makes a lot of sense. And he has no awareness whatsoever.
Zero awareness. Doesn't even know the ball's been thrown. Doesn't know what's going on. Now look at him. Oh, I could get it on the tackle.
That's why I was mad, because Douglas like half-assed that tackle attempt. But I think he was so pissed. He was like, "What the crap?" I think he just kind of got out of his head, was out of the game.
So before you play the next one, like, seriously, dude, these players review the film. I mean, number one, they're on the field. Yeah. Then the coaches review the film. Then the players go over film in position groups. Like, how are they still putting him on the field? Like, how is this happening? And the other guys like Douglas and Jair and Amos even. Like, what do you say? What are those guys thinking? What are those guys thinking when they got Darnell Savage still on the field, making all these stupid mistakes and doing nothing? Like, they know what he is and what he isn't.
It's just really sad. I mean, those 3 plays alone cost us 100 yards in offense because he was just doing, I don't know what. The first 2, he just jumps routes that he shouldn't and gets beat deep because he lets his guy go. Or he lets his assignment go of playing deep safety, and it leaves, Nixon out to dry. And this last one, he communicates to Douglas, "Hey, I'm going to go down here. You take the deep guy." And then he goes deep with the guy. And then Douglas is like, "What the crap?" I mean, it's dumb. It's all Savage. It's like, if he wasn't out there, they'd be better. And I don't understand how they can keep putting him out there. I don't care if he's going to make $7 million next year. Yep. He can make $7 million on the bench. Same thing with Rodgers. I don't care if he makes $50 million. He's got a broken thumb. Don't freaking play him. If you would have played Jordan Love over the last 7 weeks, we would have had 5 wins out of the 7 games. And we wouldn't be losing. We wouldn't be in the freaking shithole that we're in right now because we're playing with a quarterback who can't read defenses and has got a broken thumb. Problem. The next play is Jair Alexander. And he makes $80 million or whatever he makes. Highest paid corner in the league, or second highest now. I think somebody signed a more rich deal than he has.
42 or 43 million, I think.
Not a year.
No, he's basically he's basically 3 times as much as Rasul.
He's
I
making
think.
3 times Rasul.
Oh yeah,
but-
okay. So he's like 20 million a year almost, or right
Yeah,
around
he's
there.
like 20 million a year. He's like 84 million for a 4-year deal or something. Is what he signed. Anyways,
Oh yeah, 20. Oh yeah, it's terrible. Never mind. That's horrible.
this is Derrick Henry. I understand he's a big guy, right? And I know Jair says he doesn't get paid to tackle, but let's just watch Jair on this touchdown run. Let's just watch him real quick. Look at him. What is he? Why is he so far away? Why doesn't he attack? Just get in there.
Handed off. Yep, it's been handed off.
Get in there and slow him down. Just get in there and slow him down. But he just stays right where he is. He made a business decision. He decided he did not want to get in the way of Derrick Henry freight train.
Totally unblocked.
Totally unblocked, and he doesn't even like attempt. Like
He gets Savage here.
Savage actually tries something, sort of. He kind of dances and does nothing, but he gets blocked. But Jair just olays him. He doesn't even olay him. He doesn't even get close.
Wow.
And then this is the last play, that meaningful play of the game, where he's beat, and the receiver's looking back for the ball. Jair doesn't look back for the ball early enough. And I understand you're down by 10 points and you have no chance of winning the game and all that kind of thing. But you're paid the highest paid corner in the NFL. You think you might want to be able to have a chance to locate the ball or understand what the situation is and know what's going on around you and not let a rookie receiver catch the ball. I mean, he had tight coverage. If he turns around as soon as Treylon Burks turns around, he'd see that the ball is there. Look, it takes him that long before he looks back for the ball.
Yep.
I mean, look at Treylon Burks. He's already looking back like way earlier than that.
Yeah, and his hands out. Like, come on, man.
Right there. Now he first looks back. And he doesn't find it. It's a catch.
He's no Rasul Douglas, man. Let's just be honest.
He's not.
I know.
Yet that's all I hear is that he's the top cornerback in the NFL. Top cornerback in the NFL. We have 2 guys who are first-round picks on this team. One of them is a pretty good corner, but he won't. He can't get interceptions, and he has a hard time locating the ball in the air sometimes, especially when he's playing the man coverage that he wants to do so bad. And we've seen him with the zone coverage. He doesn't cover anybody. He wants to get freaking out routes. He leaves the guys wide open left and right because he's playing 10 yards off all the time. I don't know if that's his choice or the defensive coordinator's choice, but either way, it doesn't work. And then you got the other first-round pick, Savage, who just, I don't know what the hell he is. He's useless. He can't tackle. He never knows where the ball is in the air. And he sure as hell doesn't know what the hell his assignment is, or he just keeps giving it up all the time. These 2 guys are terrible. Well, Jair's not terrible, but Savage is definitely terrible. And Jair's got some issues.
Not worth his contract, right?
No. I don't understand. Like, you compare him to any other corner in the league that is a cover corner even, they at least get in there and tackle and make a like bump and run. And I know he's a small guy. I get it. But then that needs to come into his contract. Be like, dude, you're not as good as you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to pay you as much as you think you need to be paid.
Yeah.
And that's the problem is the Packers keep playing these guys and paying them like they're the number 1 guy at their position when they're not. Kenny Clark. Bakhtiari was, though. I'll give him that. Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if he won 2 MVPs. He shouldn't have won them. Maybe the third one, but not the 4th one. He didn't deserve that crap.
Yeah.
But I'm just showing you all this crap because when I watch the film, it makes me sad. It makes me go, what the crap? I would rather see anybody else out there than Savage. Anybody. You could put freaking Carpenter out there who stinks. Like, right? He doesn't even know what the hell's going on. But you know what? He's a Packer fan. So at least I'd love to see him get in the field so he can live his dream of being a Packer. That's cool. I'd rather have I'd rather have him out there running around making mistakes and then maybe once in a while get in the right spot and make a tackle.
Yeah, I'd
Savage
take Josh
never makes
Jones
tackles.
Back.
Well, for that one game against Cincinnati where he was amazing, but otherwise he never did anything after that.
I'd let him play over Savage too. I'd let anybody play over Savage. Savage is the worst, and he's a waste of a roster spot. He should actually be cut, but I understand you want to. The thing that just blows my mind, dude, is what we said before. That I mean, all these guys see it. Everybody sees it.
They have
All
to.
the opponents look at what the opposing offenses do. They target him. They know where he is, and they exploit him over and over again. Like every team in the NFL knows it. I guarantee you right now, you could cut Darnell Savage. He wouldn't even be picked up, probably. He might be picked up by a really
No,
dumb
he'll get
team.
picked up. It'll be
By
a
a
ha
really
ha Clinton
dumb-
Dix thing.
Yeah, but they'll get him in camp and be like, this guy's terrible. What the hell is this? I mean,
Yeah.
look, he doesn't even help you on special teams. So what good is he? He's worth less. He's worthless. It's just sad. And he's a decent guy, right? He's not a bad guy. He's just a terrible, terrible football player.
That's something very like. I think Bruce brought it up when he was on with us, where he was like, Goody loves his RAS score, his relative athletic.
Yep.
But sometimes you just got to get a guy who's a football player. I don't
Yeah.
care anymore. Like I understand guys are fast and speed kills and blah blah blah, but it's like, think of the best players we've had on this team, like the best football players over the years. Were they all athletic freaks? The guys that were the best? Like James Jones always seemed to break tackles. Like he'd catch the ball and guys would just fall off him and he'd be running in the end zone with like two guys hanging on him. He was never that fast. But he seemed to, and he dropped some balls every now and again, but he made plays. Micah Hyde was not that fast.
Nope.
Aaron Jones isn't that fast. Mike Daniels was undersized and really wasn't that fast either, but he made plays. He worked hard. Go back to the 2010 team with Desmond Bishop and Cullen Jenkins, who was an undrafted guy, and Pickett. Like those guys weren't superstar speed, strength guys. They were just smart guys who could do their job, and they were good football players. We got a bunch of guys who are like, like Caleb Jones. Like, okay, he's 6'9" and he's, like an athletic freak. Great. Can he block anybody? Like, why is he even freaking on the team? Like, we wasted 4 years before Yash finally got to see the field, significantly this year. And he looks like a monster. We saw him in practice. He looks like an inhuman being. He looks like some kind of like God or something, right? Because he's so humongous and monstrous, like muscles everywhere and just huge. But is he a better blocker than, Bakhtiari, who's, just looks like a guy down the street who chugs beers? No, Bakhtiari's better. Have like a huge butt and giant legs and huge muscles. And no, he's just smart and able to use his hands and, has quick feet and uses leverage and, puts all that torque on his back and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, it looks like it hurts.
it does look like it hurt, but that's what he does. And he's great at it. Like sometimes, like you don't need a super athletic freak kind of guy. Now, Quay Walker has shown that it helps especially if you're roaming in the middle of the field. And I think that's what Goody was thinking when he drafted Savage. He was fast. He was rangy. He did have good hands in college. He made interceptions and he had, that kind of stuff. But in the NFL, it's a different story. Like these defenses or the offenses you're going up against run plays that make you look like an idiot. And if you don't study and you don't work with your teammates, you look like an idiot. That's what's going to happen to you. And that's what's happening to Savage this year. Really, really bad. And I don't know if he's pressing. He's like trying to make a play. Like I think this is what I think happened. He saw Rudy Ford get 2 picks last week, and he probably heard the chatter of how everybody's like, Rudy Ford is making picks and doing stuff. And this week, I think Savage is like, well, I'm going to take a chance and make a play. Except he took a chance and made no plays. He just caused us issues over and over again. And I don't know, like maybe that's what it is. Like maybe it's getting to him. He's like, crap, I got to make some plays, or like, Rudy Ford's going to take my job. And that might be the case why he's out there pressing and jumping on routes and not doing his assignment and all this kind of stuff. And I wouldn't blame him. But it's still a thing where, like, if you want to win, but now it's getting to the point where they have no, they have almost no chance of making the playoffs. So when is it going to be everybody for themselves? Guys on defense are going to just do whatever to try to make a play and look cool on film and put something on film that looks good. And especially if they might be a free agent or, a year from now or whatever is they're with the Packers, try to make a play so that some teams see them. But I don't know. It's time to sit him down, or at least make his assignment simpler and be like, dude, this is all you got to do and don't change it. Because you're the guy who keeps pointing at stuff and trying to make guys switch, and nobody's switching with you. Everybody else does what the play is called, and you try doing something else, and it's your guy who gets open every time. Or it's Savage, or the play where Douglas's guy was open, or it seemed like it was Douglas's guy, or whatever it was, because he's the one who read that the guy was wide open, so he came back to try to help, where Savage didn't even know what the hell was going on, because they both went to cover the deep route. So it looks like Douglas screwed up really bad. But it really wasn't Douglas that screwed up really bad. It was Savage who told them to cover the deep, and then they both went deep. It's just dumb. Like, you're so bad, you're making other guys who are really good look bad. That's that's really bad. That's some Royce Newman stuff right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so bad. Or that's Billy Turner. You're so bad, you make everybody else look bad too. That's terrible.
It is, and it's not this. Like, I see what you're talking about. Maybe in this last game about Preston for some of those things, but these other things, like being like not being able to find the ball, not making tackles, being passive, not screwing up assignments, miscommunications, those have been going on for the last 3 years, right? And probably even in his rookie year. It's just that we were so bad before that. We were like, oh my God, we finally have somebody who's not horrible, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
But the last 3 years, those things have all been going on. Then, like you said, Ford gets in there, and now he's like, maybe that was this last game. Some of those things where he just abandoned his assignment to think he thought he saw something, Ben, and he was going to go do something. Well, when you're the least aware guy on the field, don't follow your instincts. Follow your assignment. Okay? Yeah. And that's what his coaches should tell him. You are the least aware person on the field. Don't follow your instincts. Follow your assignment. If I tell you to stay in the middle of the back of the field, do that. If I tell you to cover this tight end, do that. Don't think. Don't do anything else. Or you just yank his ass off the field. And like you said, Tariq Carpenter, I don't care. Let's see here real quick.
I mean, we just signed Abrams or Abram or whatever.
Right.
So, like, maybe give Jonathan Abram a shot.
Throw him out there. Who cares?
I mean, at least if we're going to have a guy who's going to do whatever he wants, at least have him be a guy who can tackle. Like Abram can tackle. He's like aggressive. Yeah. Savage isn't aggressive or nothing.
Yep. 100%. Okay, Willie, here's the deal. Yes. The Packers can beat anybody if they run the ball. And if they choose to run the ball on offense and utilize their backs and play their offense through the running game. So that's always the big question mark that we never know. In the games they've won this year, they've run the ball a bunch and they've utilized Aaron Jones. When they don't utilize Aaron Jones and they don't run the ball, they've lost. And again, the biggest perplexing statistic is that in 6 of the 7 losses, they've thrown it twice as much as they've run it. And those have all been games that were not out of hand. And then in a game they won against Dallas, where they were actually down by 14 points in the fourth quarter, when they needed to have a drive to get within one score, they ran the hell out of the ball, and they kept doing it. But that was the one game Matt LaFleur took more charge on, and then he stepped back again. So, and I don't know if you watched his press conference for his latest one, Ben, or if you caught it. It was, I think it was just aired or put on YouTube a handful of hours before we went on.
No, I didn't.
Based on his responses, the way he was speaking and his demeanor, I think Matt LaFleur has no resistance left. I do not anticipate him taking charge of this team. I do not anticipate what I had hoped for. The only hope the Packers had left, which was Matt LaFleur putting his foot down and getting control of his diva quarterback and getting control of his defense. I don't think he's going to do it. I'm reading between the lines here a little bit, but based on the lack of confidence he delivered answers with and just his overall kind of vibe that he was giving off in this press conference, it's going to be same old, same old. And if, you get lucky or Rodgers makes some plays, or the other team screws it up, we might win. But I do not anticipate seeing the offense we should and the defense we should.
I've come to the realization that just because Matt LaFleur is a nice guy, it's no longer can I give him a pass.
Yeah, true.
And I honestly think he's just not a good coach. Like, I just don't think he is. I thought for the longest time,
he's definitely not a strong enough leader, right? And you have to have that if you're the head guy.
Not just that, even games. Okay, like last year when they played Kansas City and they knew Rodgers wasn't going to be available, so they had all week to prepare for Kansas City with Jordan Love. And Kansas City blitzed the crap out of them, and their offensive line had issues, and they still tried to make Devontae Adams the centerpiece of the offense, even though it was the same. He doesn't have the same type of like chemistry with Jordan Love. And then it wasn't until the end of the game where they started just running the offense as normal, and then it worked. Then he was throwing to Lazard and other guys, and they were running like routes together. And I'm like, why didn't we do that from the start instead of doing this ISO Devontae Adams crap? And I went back and I watched some of the preseason games today because I was going to put together like a Jordan Love highlight film of him making throws this preseason so I could say, hey, you know what? Maybe we got a shot with this guy. But he was in shotgun like almost all the time. It's the same crap. And I understand it's the offense Rodgers wants to run, so I guess you're going to have that's what you're going to want to teach every player. But what does he want to do? What does LaFleur want to do? And is it even good? Is he even like a good coach? Is he even come up with good schemes? Because I've seen plays where it's just dumb. And I know when it's a Rodgers play. Like, they don't use Aaron Jones. They don't attack the middle of the field. And I know Rodgers doesn't like attacking the middle of the field. I get it. But the opposing teams know you don't want to attack the middle of the field. So that means just do it. Maybe there'll be a guy who'll get wide a butt open because the defense is like, well, they're never going to go in the middle of the field. Screw it. We're just leave it open. And then Rodgers will see it and throw it there because guess what? There's nobody else there, and he'll throw it to the guy who's wide open in the middle of the field. If you scheme it open, it's like if you build it, they will come. Well, if you scheme it open, you'll get a freaking easy pass, and Rodgers might throw it there because there's nobody else there to freaking pick it off. But I don't believe in him anymore. I don't believe that he can come up with good plays all the time, or he understands like his open. I want to find his opening press conference when he started again, because he said he wanted the illusion of complexity. He wanted everything to look the same and have different, pass sets and different running pass plays out of the same type of formations, the same type of movements, same type of motion that would cause the defense to think something was happening more than what actually is happening. And it's just be. And slowly over time, he's let Rodgers take over, and it's just a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
And now I just don't. I think it's made him. I think what this Rodgers thing has done is it's made LaFleur question his own self.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen press conferences where he's like, well, I called a bad play. That was a bad play call, but, Rodgers got me out of it, and then they made a good play. And I'm like, well, how do you know if it was a bad play call? If he changed the call and you never actually ran the freaking play.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a good play call against that defense. But Rodgers said, F that, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. And then, he just did some magic crap, and then it happened.
I would love, the guy got the job. I would love to know what he said in that interview. Like what, because I'm sure they wanted to know how he would deal with Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure they would want to know what his offensive philosophies were and what he wanted to do with the offense. And where did all that go? It's, and I think to your point, I think he's, look, he's had to do a lot more than some head coaches have had to do. He had to placate to this big figure, right? His Hall of Fame quarterback who wanted to do things his way and all that sort of stuff. And he had to make adjustments to that and make him happy and keep him happy because he knew he relied on him. for success at the time anyway. But he also dealt with a lot of extra BS. He's had to deal with stuff in the public. We just see the stuff in the public, right? That's said between Rodgers and stuff he's got to react to and deal with and explain. What about all the stuff that's said not in the public? I mean, man. And then, there's just a lot going on there for the guy. And did it shake his confidence? Did it break his confidence? Is it a confidence thing for him? Is it he just wasn't cut out for the job as a leader or strong enough to withstand, some of these challenges in the first place? I don't know, but bottom line is his job is the one that's on the line. Like you said, coaches and GMs, they're bounced in and out like nobody's business at organizations, right? Because you can't fire all the players. So the biggest change you can make in a swift move is changing that head coach and their staff. So I don't know, but
I don't see. I mean, like, how many more games are they going to win? I don't see them winning anymore. I mean, I don't think they can beat the Bears. I don't think they beat the Lions.
The Lions
they can't beat the Vikings. They can't beat the Dolphins. They can't beat the Eagles.
Wow, they could always beat the Vikings. Come on, the Vikings could. Vikings
I
are
don't
crashers
know.
and burners here.
I don't think they can beat anybody left. Who do they got? Eagles, Bears, Dolphins, Lions, Vikings, and then one other team. What's the other team? Eagles, Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Lions. What? What's the other one? What am I missing? There's 6 games. What am I missing? I don't know. Tell me what I'm missing.
I'll have to look at the schedule again. Hang on. I'll get some comments here though. Let's see here. They're talking about trading Aaron Jones. Should we trade Aaron Jones? Tyler Gamings says get a rookie running back. I don't know. Lee says trade Jones for some picks. Apparently they just cut Patrick Taylor again.
So yeah, I know they did. They
cut Kylan Hill and Patrick Taylor. Who do they got? I mean, they better have somebody in there because running backs get hurt. And
maybe they'll bring Goodson him up off the practice squad if he's back from injury or something.
I guess if you're not going to use them and you're not going to hand the ball to them, maybe they stay healthy and they're not going to get hurt. Let's see. Do they have a chance of making the playoffs? Ben says no. I would have said last week. I said yes. Now I'm questioning that because I don't think Matt LaFleur is going to do what needs to be done. We don't know who's running the team. We know Rodgers. We don't know. That's why we have it on our opening board. Willie, we have on our intro. Who's in charge here anyway? We don't know. No one knows.
The problem is Rodgers is in charge because of his contract.
Ooh, Giants are collapsing.
Until that contract was signed, the Packers had a chance to get out from under his umbrella of, I don't know what you want to call it, but they had a chance. And when he won those 2 MVPs, because people are stupid. And I talked about it. The Packers, they had a plan and they went against their plan because of the 2 MVPs. And they're like, well, if we have Aaron Rodgers, we'll keep our jobs. Huh. Unless he throws you under the bus like he's been throwing you under the bus for the last whole freaking season.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest. I think out of the 3 of them, between Goody, LaFleur, and Rodgers, I'm starting to think LaFleur is the guy who's going to be out. I really do. Because look at Goody's draft picks and look at nothing has changed on offense. Like they don't do anything different. In defense, if you're upset about the way the defense is playing, like, and I thought it was more off coverage because they just sucked, but they were trying to blitz and that didn't work. So there's way more issues with the defense than we thought. We thought it was just Barry is playing soft. It's not just that. It's that they're trying to create pressure artificially through blitzing, and they don't know how to do it. And they don't have players who know how to blitz, and that's a problem. LaFleur wants him to be more aggressive. They've already been aggressive. And they're going about it the wrong way. They don't understand how to blitz. They don't understand how to attack a specific weakness on the opponent. And the same thing on offense. When they have like short yardage situations, they don't run plays that attack one specific spot of the defensive line to get that 1 or 2 yards. They run
Yeah.
the stupid, everybody flow this way and then hope there's a gap. Everybody go this way and hope there's a gap. Out of shotgun. AJ Dillon out of shotgun, so he can't even get ahead of steam. It's stupid. It's honestly the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I know.
So you have a head coach and a defensive coordinator who don't understand how to attack weaknesses of the opponent. So either they don't know how to do it, they refuse to do it because they think their system was perfect, or that's it. Right? Or they're morons.
Or, or something else is going on and we don't know.
I don't
Or
believe in any of them. I don't believe in any of them. I don't believe, like, right now, the only guy I believe in is Goody, which sounds even more crazy. Because he drafted Savage. But this rookie class is looking good.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And I went back and I just said, like I said, I watched those preseason games. Amari Rodgers looked good in the preseason.
Yep.
He looked really good. Jordan Love was throwing in the ball, and they looked good together. And now he's gone because they tried to make him a punt returner, and he's not.
Right.
That's bullshit.
If they had just let him be a receiver, if he was not ever in the punt return role this season, he would still be on the team as a backup receiver.
And that's Goody's fault because he didn't give us a punt returner. So I guess I don't trust him either. So they all need to go. Like, so, I don't even know anymore. It's all a bunch of crap. They all suck, and there's no reason to cheer for this team other than to watch Christian Watson, I guess. That's just the guy who's like killing everybody.
Except these rookies. These rookies got me excited. But here, you laid it out on the last radio promo we got running. I wanted to play for you guys. Ben laid it out. This was one of our other radio promos for our show, 7 to 8 p.m. Friday nights.
How about if you just don't suck? How about if you just play man coverage and tight and don't let guys get easy releases off the line of scrimmage? How about, I don't know, if on 1st and 10, we don't throw a freaking 40-yard bomb and then make it have to be 2nd and 10?
See, tonight's about getting these things out, getting the feelings out. That's where we're at.
Catch Packer Outright Opinions every Friday at 7 p.m.
It's true. I love it in the press conference. It's like, well, we were behind the sticks. We had long third.
Oh my God! If I got to hear their excuses,
don't take a 4th down shot on 1st and 10 like a dumbass after you get a turnover, and then you wouldn't have long down and distances because you're taking stupid shots when the guys aren't open.
Especially on those times where you need it. Like, can we get a positive play?
Yes.
Can we?
Just get something going?
Why we got to take a low percentage attempt, slinging it up there? Let's get a freaking positive play for once.
Well, who's doing that? Is it Rodgers or is it LaFleur? I showed you that 4th and 3 play where Aaron Jones was open on the wide receiver slant, and he throw a deep bomb to Al Nazard, who gave up on the play. So whose fault is it? The play was called to probably go to Aaron Jones on the slant. Rodgers chose to throw deep for some dumb reason on 4th and 3.
Yeah.
I mean, use your damn head.
Decisions. Hey, Willie
18-year veteran quarterback.
Willie says, I hate to say this, but Aaron done the same thing to Mike McCarthy, and now look at Mike.
Yeah.
McCarthy used to be a confident coach too. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers might have broke him.
He's getting there. I think he's better in Dallas.
Yeah.
The problem was he got complacent. He let Rodgers take over, and he had the power at first.
Yep. And
then Rodgers took the power, and then that's, like we said, this offense this year looks like the offense in 2017, 2018. And people are calling it Mike McCarthy's offense. It's not Mike McCarthy's offense. It's Aaron Rodgers' offense.
Yep.
Because, well, it's still kind of Mike McCarthy's offense. But I know this much: Dallas doesn't run Mike McCarthy's offense. They run the whatever scheme they run before with what's his name, that freaking young kid who's the offense coordinator,
Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore, the former backup quarterback. Yeah, they run a different offense. They don't run the Mike McCarthy West Coast offense. They run something else. But Brett Favre did the diva stuff too. Brett Favre was the ultimate diva.
Yeah, 100%. Never practiced. Never.
Well, he did the same stuff. He didn't want to show up for practice. He didn't want to show up for training camp until the very end, or what? Like, it's the same. Rodgers doing the same exact thing.
So crazy. That's all
same
happening.
Exact thing. which is so dumb. You think this organization would figure it out? They told Favre to get lost because he didn't want to put in the work. And Rodgers doesn't want to put in the work now. And they keep him around and they let him do whatever he wants.
And
I
give
don't
him
know.
so much money. So much money. When it was this, look, everybody, Willie and everybody else, some of you regulars know it, but anybody that's new to watching us, I mean, this last off season was the opportunity.
Yeah, I said
What-
that.
Right. And we've said it and we talked about it, and the Packers blew it. You know, they gave in, they catered to Rodgers, they gave him the big extension, they folded, and now we're stuck with whenever he wants to be done is when he'll be done.
You know what's really funny is I listened to, I don't know why, because I think he's the guy's Peter Bukowski and his Locked On podcast. I listened to that today,
Oh yeah, okay.
and he had that Lily Zhao on with him, and they were like,
That is.
how did this happen? How did the
How did this
the
happen?
Packers do it? 13 wins 3 years in a row. How did they just go crumble to this in one season? You can't tell me Devontae Adams is that much of a big deal that blah 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 blah. And I'm
He's
like,
not.
if you go back and listen to a couple of dumb knucklehead brothers like us, who told you back in the playoffs of 2019 what the problem was, it's the same problem. The difference is you can get away with it when you play crappy teams. You can get away with it. You can get away with not reading the defense. You can get away with having a bunch of 3 and outs or having drives that stall inside the 20 because you pass all the time. But you can't anymore when you don't have the guy who bailed you out with Devontae. And as much as I never thought Devontae was that great, I thought he was a good receiver with okay hands and an okay route runner, but it took him forever to get off the line of scrimmage because he's slower than crap. But he did, like I've said many times, he does have very good like body control and awareness and the ability to locate the ball in the air. He always was great at that. Excuse me. So no matter what kind of crappy pass Rodgers would throw him, whether it's a back shoulder or a fade over the top or whatever, or, he was able to adjust to it and locate the ball and make the catch.
Yeah, he's very good at adjusting to the ball. 100%.
And that he was so good at. And Rodgers would throw to where the defender wasn't, and Devontae would expect that and then locate the ball and make the catch. So maybe Devontae and Rodgers together are worth 3 wins or 4 wins just because of that. If you play that way. But now that Devontae's gone, they can't play that way. But that way is only good enough to beat the bad teams. Up against the playoff teams like the 49ers twice in 2019 and last year, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the year in the middle, they lost. Because Tampa Bay was like, we're not going to let you just throw to Devontae all the damn time because we're not stupid. And the 49ers weren't going to let you do it either. Especially last year. They had 9 consecutive drives with no points.
Only 2 passing first downs in the whole second half.
Yes. It
Only
was really
2
sad.
first downs throwing the ball in the second half.
And the first time they lost in 2019, Jimmy Garoppolo only threw the ball 8 times.
Yeah.
And we lost.
Yep.
Now, and the defense sucked. Don't get me wrong. Zadarius Smith sucked. And he's like, all that stuff. We know.
Hey, did you see any of Zadarius Smith against the
But-
Cowboys? Like I saw some loafing out there.
Oh,
The plays
yeah,
I
he
was watching.
That's his MO, man. We know that. It's the second half of the season now. He's not going to work as hard.
Zadarius.
He'll make his 1 play or 2 plays a game and do his eating and crawling on the ground and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and-
because if he makes that 1 play, he'll still end up the season with like 17, 18 sacks. He'll be a
I know,
Pro
it's crazy.
Bowler, all pro.
I know. Sacks are overrated.
They totally are. Oh my God, sacks are highly overrated. Guys that get consistent pressures over sacks, I'll take any day.
But anyways, that's just, we've been talking about this stuff for years. So it's not anything new. It's just now it's all coming to the forefront because they don't have the pieces to run the offense the way Rodgers wants to run the offense. Yet he still thinks he can run the offense that way because he thinks it's beautiful. It's the beautiful West Coast offense to win your 1-on-1 matchups.
You know what?
And I can. And I can tell you, hey, from watching that 49ers game in the playoffs, there was so many times because he loves to look at the defense before the play starts because he thinks he knows what's going to happen. And the 49ers would line up in one way, and then 1 second left the play clock, they just like that. They go from zone to man or man to zone or whatever, or too high look to switch to a three deep, with 4 guys zone in the mid. And Rodgers lost. And that's why he sucked in that playoff game. He had no idea what he was doing. He can't read a defense after the snap.
When you don't run motion, then you don't get those tells either, right? And they probably didn't do much motion in that game, right? So they did a lot of spread and a lot of the 3-by-1 stationary crap where he could. Well, of course they did because it was his game. That's what he wanted. That's what he likes. So in a lot of those, because their tackles were also out on an island, so it was a lot of empty, and that was where the tackles got blown up and were horrible again. So all of that played together into another horrible loss, and a lot of that's on the way he wants to play. But you're right. He wants to play his way. And he said it. He said it so many times, right? He said it. He told everybody, I mean, I think I still got it. Let me see if I still got it here. Oh, here we go.
It's always good to, with a fine-tooth comb, go back over your own stuff. Be very critical of yourself, your preparation for the week, your performance, your mindset, all that stuff, and then make tweaks that need to be made. But for me, I'm not going to change,
He's not going to change ever. And everybody has to change to adjust to him, guys. Look, he's come out and said it. Everybody knows it.
But just so you know, for 6 months, you guys work really hard. And then when I show up, whatever I say goes. So whatever you did before that doesn't matter, even though you guys work for 6 months on stuff. Just so you know.
Aaron, 2 more for Aaron. Have you played well enough, not only today, but the last couple games, do you think, when the offense hasn't been able to put together a whole game?
I have to go back and look at the film, Matt, but...
Gotta go back and look at the film. I don't know if I played well enough. I can tell you this much. If you look at the film, you'd see a lot of wide open Christian Watson plays that you didn't throw or you didn't see from this last game. That would have been like super deep, awesome touchdowns. But, yeah, Zach Wilson sensei. Yeah, Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers are pretty much the same guy. Except one of them likes to date his mom's friends and the other one doesn't even talk to his mom.
I wonder, I had hopes that maybe the Jets might want him, but I don't think Robert Saleh would put up with him.
No way.
And if
Saleh already said, did you hear what he said? They asked him about the offense yesterday or on Sunday, and he was like, yeah, it's dog shit. That's what he said. He's like, the offense was dog shit.
But and with Matt LaFleur and Saleh being such good friends, I'm sure he's got the whole scoop on Aaron Rodgers, and he'd never, ever, ever want him on his team.
I don't know who would. We had one chance to trade him.
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett, baby.
MVPs. Denver had Nathaniel Hackett. Just trade his ass to freaking Denver like we told you to do. Even if he wanted to come back, just be like, you know what? I think it's better. We're going to just tell him you're going to rebuild, but then don't rebuild. Like trade him and then just draft a bunch of awesome guys and then use Jordan Love and then win the Super Bowl. God damn it, Goody, LaFleur, Mark Murphy. Stupid.
Look, Zero says maybe Houston. So that is the other thing. If there's a team that's, not a
Rodgers
very good
is not going to go to Houston.
Well, maybe. Look,
no.
If there's a team that's not very, that's not like doesn't have a lot of star power, and he could sell some tickets and bring, get some fan base excited and blah blah blah, that could be a team that might.
He
want
won't
him.
play for a team that isn't going to win.
Yeah, well, but he's playing for one right now, and they're not winning because of him. So,
yeah, but
I mean,
that's the thing. Imagine if he was like, look at Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Russell Wilson is vilified because he went to Denver, played like shit, and all the fans were like, what the hell is this crap? Well, because Rodgers stayed here and plays like shit, he still got all the freaking equity built up here, and half the fans are like, "No, it's his thumb, and it's not his fault. LaFleur sucks. He makes bad play calls. Oh, the defense can't cover anybody. The special team sucks. His receivers can't get open." Well, I beg to differ. I just showed you a shit ton of plays where they were wide ass open all night long. But because he stayed here, all the fans will not all the fans, half the fans will love him and back him up no matter what he says, no matter what he does, no matter how he plays, because they're dumb. Follower of stupid. Sorry. I look at what I see and I say, wow, that's dumb. And then I say, why are they doing that? Or why is he doing this? Or what is going on here? And it's just like, use your freaking brain cells. And I say some of this stuff on Twitter and on Facebook, and people come back at me and be like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, he won 2 MVPs. And I'm like, I don't give a crap if he won 2 MVPs. Watch the freaking film.
Yeah.
It's not good football.
Perception is not reality most of the time. All right. Willie says, guys, okay, as a Cowboy fan, I've been here 27 years. All you can do is try again the next year. that's
we
probably
hate
what
the Cowboys,
we're looking at.
Willie. We hate the Cowboys.
But
27 years.
Some of our cousins are huge Cowboys fans. We feel bad for them a little bit sometimes.
Listen, ever since they hurt Yurko in that playoff
yeah.
game, and Reggie got so pissed because they kicked those field goals when they had the big lead and they had no chance the Packers were going to come back, and Reggie's yelling at him.
Yeah.
In that playoff game, I think that was the year before they went to the Super Bowl. The Packers went to Super Bowl and won. Or maybe it was 2 years before. I don't know. But Yurko got hurt because he got that cheap bullshit freaking guy chop blocked him or hit him low and busted up his knee.
Yep.
And Reggie was pissed. And he yelling and screaming.
Yeah, and Reggie usually doesn't get that mad.
No, so. Reggie was like he's a freaking minister, man. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, you don't like that cheap stuff though. The dirty stuff. You don't like that dirty stuff.
And then Yurko, and you know why he liked Yurko so much? Because Yurko gave him his number. Because Yurko was 92 when he was a rookie, and he had to switch to 64 when they signed Reggie.
Yep. That's right. And then the other thing of note, right before we play them, the Eagles sign, a couple of veteran guys that can, in limited duty when they're fresh, you're rotating those guys in. They can play hard for a handful of snaps a game and make a difference, right?
They signed 2 guys off the street who are better than all of our defensive linemen, any one of them.
Yeah,
that's awesome. 2 guys we could have had in the offseason. Whatever.
Yeah. Hey, I like Packer Fan 1993. Before we head out, we got 2 more things. I like Packer Fan 1993. Can't wait till we get rid of Rodgers 2 years later, win the Super Bowl, and we'll all be able to be like, oh, maybe he was the problem. Yeah, maybe. I think he's showing everybody
he is the problem. And it's not just his play, it's his contract, and it's the whole
and his lack of leadership when he's supposed to. He needs to be a leader, over right?
The franchise. It's just it's not good. It's just not good.
Lee's got the answer here. Trade 12 and Love. Draft a QB, Bryce Young out of Bama. Boom. Look,
no,
I don't know enough about Bryce Young. I haven't watched enough college football, but I want an athletic quarterback next. I want somebody who can do some of the things that they're incorporating into the NFL game now. I'd like to see a guy who can be utilized forcing pressure on the defense by maybe taking off with the ball sometimes, pulling the ball and running with it. Or if he's in a drop back and things open up, he's not looking to make the throw all the time. He's looking to take off and run and get me a first down. I'll take that guy all day.
Willie, it was a catch, but
what was he saying?
The playoff game in Green Bay against Dallas where
Des
Bryant caught it, but then he went down to the ground like a dummy and then rolled over and then lost the ball for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It was a catch, but I don't care. You know what else? You know what else happened? The Packers played Seattle, and the guy went up and caught the ball, intercepted it, and then stupid Golden Tate just grabbed him as he's laying on the ground, and they called it a touchdown. That wasn't a touchdown. That was an interception. So guess what? Everybody gets screwed all the time. What are you going to do?
All right. Well, we'll see. Anyway, well, a long one tonight, but thanks. You guys have been active in the chat. Appreciate you, everybody, for hanging out, being fans of the NFL. Enjoy your Thanksgiving tomorrow. Enjoy your Thanksgiving football. Willie, you got some Thanksgiving football. I'll be rooting for the Lions tomorrow.
Yep.
Because, hey, if the Packers aren't going to get their crap together and make a run at this thing, maybe the Lions will. Maybe the Lions will.
I don't know, but they play hard, and they got a bunch of good guys.
Hell yeah.
That's better than I can say for the Packers. They don't play hard, and half the guys are freaking punks. And their quarterback's a punk-ass bitch.
Oh man. Well, we'll see how it goes.
What do you think about
Anyway,
that? I got to work on Thanksgiving.
look at you. I got to work day after, so.
No, I got
But
to do
I'm-
that too. But
Oh, damn, look at you.
I had to work today too.
Damn.
I got off Saturday though.
Okay. Well, that's something. All right. Friday night, Ben's got a bar assignment. He's going to be out socializing,
Yeah.
so he might not be available for our show. So I got to fill in. Co-host Todd at the radio station is going to join me on Friday night. And if you're around or 7 o'clock, we'll be doing a show. So 7 to 8, we'll do a radio show with nice man Todd. He will be exposed to our Packer Outright Opinions show and the vibe of it, and hopefully he survives. Let's find out.
You might scare him with the fart gun.
I tried to prepare him. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I think he'll be okay. Have a good Thanksgiving, guys. Stay good, be good. If you're traveling, be safe and enjoy time with friends and family if you can. And if you can't, then still be safe. But, you know, Thanksgiving, a holiday where you're supposed to eat too much. So at least try to do that, right? Isn't that what it's about? I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
So wait, Jerry Rice said 95 playoffs was a fumble. That means that the 94 was when Yurko got hurt. Because 96, 97 was when the Packers won the Super Bowl. Because we lost to Jerry Rice with the not fumble, and then the Terrell Owens catch with the cry and the Steve Young. And
The crying. Yeah, I get you.
so that was the year before that, 94, where the Packers lost to Dallas. With the Yurko got screwed and Reggie got pissed.
Yep. Yeah, because then Yurko finished his career at the Jaguars after that.
He was a Bear for a while though.
Yeah,
He was from Illinois and he went and signed with the Bears.
Yeah. Hey, one thing to celebrate in the NFL. I thought when the injury actually happened, I thought he was done for the year, but I saw Quinn Miners back on the field. So even though the Broncos suck, they at least got one of the top 10 offensive linemen back on their offensive line. Go get him, Quinn. Tear him up, buddy. But you don't have to block the hard for Russell Wilson because he's a douchebag too. So I don't care if you slack off a little bit while he's your quarterback. Anyway, nice to see 77 running around playing football again. He's a good dude. And Wisconsin's own Quinn Miners. Look him up if you haven't checked him out. Quinn Miners, UW Whitewater, training in the woods, and just an all-out good dude. Napoleon Dynamite dance. Should be a Packer, but he's not. All right. Have a good Thanksgiving. Bye, everybody.
Tell me why you're still hoping that I dream of you. Got to find